She's older, so you were dating her. You had no intention of marrying her. How was that Christian? How is that godlike? What's the point?
That's not Christian. You see, this is what I'm saying. He's conflating the God part, the religious part, the believing in God, a God, with believing in the Christian God. This guy is dangerous, man. This guy is dangerous. He's conflating a lot.
Not Christian. I don't
see. He just said that, and then he's trying to bring it back, saying, "No, it's not Christian, and you have to fit in this box. Fit in this box. Fit in the box. SNEAKO." Yo, what is good, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy King GDB, guys. We're back again today, guys. Another SNEAKO versus, guys. Let's check this out. It's gonna be SNEAKO versus Destiny. Holy, again. Let's check this out. Abba is in there as well. Abba Atlas. That's his name, really? Mad. Anyway, let's check this out, guys. Let's not waste any time.
They have a strike on my channel for nonsense.
What was the nonsense? What did you say? What was the Kobe Mr.
Let's see what one.
They didn't tell me, and I didn't know.
This is gonna be so lit.
So, I can't see your camera, but
I don't have my camera.
I don't know exactly what I said, but that's a bunch of.
Abba, you can't be that broke.
Destiny, it's good. It's nice to see you again. But
mine is too rich to be not having a camera. That's mad.
Isn't that enough for you to be like, okay, clearly we shouldn't trust the government. Clearly we shouldn't trust the programming. If you talk against it, they give you a warning for misinformation.
Right. I think
look at Destiny, bro.
It depends on what you say, but I think it's a valid.
It doesn't depend on what you say.
And it does. But you know what? Right now, I think Destiny watched some of your clips. He had some disagreements. I don't know what those.
It's about to sound like fresh. Sound like fresh right now.
Disagreements are. So I'm gonna be the middleman, and I'll let you guys kind of. So Destiny, what were some of the disagreements that you had with some things that SNEAKO said?
Look at Destiny. Ready, debater extraordinaire.
How are we doing tonight, guys? How's everybody doing?
Yeah, doing good, Destiny. Doing good.
I started a new channel called SNEAKO Unplugged for my backup, and then immediately I saw that shit, and I'm like, bro, we back up. I was panicking last night, man. I was all sad. I wasn't able to stream. I had momentum going crazy, and then to see that, it was just like so disappointing. But like to see that email, after reviewing your content, you are back on. It's just like,
yeah,
feels great.
Yeah.
Man's back in the cut.
Fuck the establishment. So
Destiny trusts the establishment. So love the establishment. Establishment's good.
Okay, all right. So Destiny, what was the first point you wanted to raise? Because we don't want to.
This is about to be slick and smooth, man. I cannot wait.
My problem is
everything. Jesus, Destiny. Okay. Jesus.
SNEAKO.
Have mercy on his soul.
First of all, mad props to talking to people who disagree with you. That's really cool. Last chat was fun.
Yeah, it was. It made me think a lot. That debate. You had better points than me, and clearly
that's
you're.
good. That's all right. I got this man. He's talking in my ear. Listen, I don't care.
Oh my god. It's about the adverts,
for us, it was the quickest, easiest, and most.
You can buy the premium.
For the autistic shit, okay? We're done with that. Now we're getting spiritual, okay?
Spiritual.
You ready?
Holy, it's about to be a bunch of BS.
Sure. Yeah. Okay.
What is your goal when you're talking to, I guess, young men in your audience? What are you trying to get across?
Give them the tools and skills available so they can choose to live the life they want to live and not to be subjugated to a life they do not admire and or respect. So give them the tools for freedom and choice. That's what I would say in that position.
Wake them up. I want them to realize that they're trying to stifle masculinity. They want to freedom of speech is dead, and all the programming going on, all the woke movement, all this bullshit. Even right now in the email I'm reading, like, we want YouTube to be a safe place for all. YouTube used to be fun. YouTube used to be wild. It's the internet. Why are we relying on YouTube to like be the teacher pet, like to moderate and like tell us what's right and wrong, to decide misinformation and correct information? It's nonsense. That already should be a red flag to men to be like, okay, if they're telling me immediately. I've always said this on my stream.
Yeah, you should have freedom to post what you need to post, unless it's obviously graphic to an extent. But you should have especially just when coming to talking about speech, you should have the capability to speak about and express your opinions without them getting cancelled, regardless of which way they lean. So
if they hide it, then it's the truth. If they have to delete it.
Yeah, it's a bit sus that they have to delete whole sects of people saying a certain thing because that's what they believe. To silence people to that degree means that you do not want the outcome that would be produced if they had voices to speak. And again, if your points were so valid and valued, then they would be able to withstand the opposing opinion. The world loves balance, so whatever opinion is prevalent, there will always be a minority of people whose silent voices will get larger and larger and larger and larger until it equalizes. Balance is key in the universe.
It's the truth. Like if they give me a warning for Coco misinformation, that shit is true.
I said Coco.
Okay, let's talk about your brain for a second, okay?
Woo! Man said you need help.
How do you know if what you know is right or wrong? How do you audit your thoughts? What happens if you believe something that's not true? How do you figure that
That's a
out?
loaded question.
I talk to people. I mean, I have.
Nope, that's not good enough. That's not good enough because you can talk to people that reaffirm whatever you believe. You might have that friend group
I
that
talk
just
to
reaffirms
all
everything you
different
believe.
types of people. I talk to you. We don't agree. I'm here talking
Did you
to
change your mind about anything we talked about last time?
That I need to.
Nope. So
I do. I didn't
so
even let
tell
me
me,
finish.
how do you?
Yeah, this is again. What is Destiny doing? Man has not even finished his sentence, and man is jumping. Bro, that's weak. That's not professional. Just let the man speak his thoughts, and then come in after when he's done. It's
You audit your thoughts. How do you audit your thoughts?
You asked me a question. I didn't
You have
answer.
an idea.
Hold on.
yeah,
Listen, let him
Destiny.
finish his thought.
Chill, bro.
that's
Chill,
fair.
bro. Chill. Right?
I need to have more.
He's so eager. He's so I can tell he's a bit vivacious. His feelings are a bit testy right now.
Facts to back up my point.
His anus is puckered.
I need to have more concrete evidence to bring forward in a debate. I can't just go based off of this is my belief.
Let's say
no.
that you don't run into anybody that challenges you on a thought.
Well, that's
right?
not
What
true.
do you do? How do you know?
I do.
That's just people who, when hearing the opposing opinion, would be like, I don't want to hear that, and then run away. Those are people who are not open to pure dialogue. They just want to reaffirm their own beliefs. But people who really don't care or want to have make an educated opinion would usually sit, listen to the opposing view, and then say, interesting. Do you think that? And then we'll try and break down why they think the way they think, how they came to that conclusion. And and the other person should want to do the same for you, so you can come to some kind of mutual understanding of, okay, so this happened to you, so that's why you came to this conclusion, and then this is why you come to this conclusion, and
You can't run into somebody that challenges every single thought you have about everything.
I do.
No, obviously you
that's
can't.
live stream. That's there's the chat that right here all day long. If you're like all online, people check me constantly. Anything I say.
How do you know?
slip up.
Okay, let's say that is the case. How do you know?
But that is true. The internet is very, very, very on point with trying to catch you out on things you say wrong, or things they don't agree with. You said that that's not true.
Who's right?
You never really know. I guess no.
That's true. You never really know, so you have to then take information from both sides and then consolidate on what you want to believe. Whether it's all the way extreme to one side or all the way extreme to the other side or somewhere in the middle, that's all the way up to you.
You don't.
So that's your world. That's what you're selling to people. You can't know if you're right. You have no idea.
Humans are programmable in the sense that we are born blank slates and we are filled with the knowledge from our parents. They give us ways to look at the world, ways to believe, and if they fail, the school system does it. If they fail, social media, the world at large does it and tries to subjugate you to a worldview. It's very hard nowadays to have a completely unique and detached opinion from the majority of people.
Based on your logic, yeah, but I think that there is.
No, this ain't my logic. I can answer every time I ask you a question, I'll tell you.
I can't answer, right?
My answer, okay? Because that's not my logic. I'm asking
So what's
you.
your point? That there is no there.
I don't have a point at all. I'm asking you because I hear you say a lot of shit. I know where a lot of it comes from because I've heard it from other areas of the internet. And I always hear these same types of things. I don't want to be a sheep. I woke up to the truth. I figured out reality.
Mm-hmm.
But the reality is that you went from a sheep from herd A and now you're just a sheep in herd B. And I'm trying to.
Again, this is there's a fundamental truth to that in the sense that you will always be a sheep, but you just have to pick what you are a sheep to. Whether you are a sheep with less restraints or whether you're a sheep with more restraints. At the end of the day, our thoughts are not our own completely. The world is bombarding us with new ideas, new thoughts every single day. Damn near SNEAKO, his thoughts are not his own as well. He has formulated his opinions because other people have given him a glimpse into different opinions, and then he kind of thinks, let me explore this. And then when he finds this, oh, this is fascinating, this resonates with me, I'll stick with this. That's what people do. That's nature.
I get you to figure out how can
sheep to
you
who?
know if
Who
you're
am
being.
I- who
I'm
am
trying to
I
get you to
sheep to?
figure.
Again, there is the truth, objective of the facts, objective only with the facts, and then there is the truth subjectively with the individual. But for us to know complete objective truth is very, 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 very difficult. You can only rely on the data and statistics that is provided by the world, but then again, it is hard unless you are able, as a scientist yourself, to validate and reproduce those results. It's hard to then just back it. You know what I mean? But then that's why peer-reviewed papers are so valued in the world.
Hold on, I'm trying to get you to figure out how to know if you're a sheep or not. That's what my question is to you.
Your camera's
We are all sheep in one form or the other.
frozen on Discord, by the way.
Me? I can't.
To be a good leader, a good master, a good herder, you must be a good sheep first.
It was not frozen. It might be laggy on your end, but I'm fine.
Okay. So just to be clear, Destiny, you feel like you went from sheep on one end. What is the sheep he's in now?
Yeah,
what
how am I
what
a
is he
sheep to
sheep
what?
to now?
The red pill sheep. That's a big sheep. It's a big. It's a big game. It's a ploy, and it's a.
Okay.
Not only is it.
What?
Not only is it a ploy. It is
It's a
leading
ploy
you
for who?
exactly to where you're trying to lead
So
people
who's
away
controlling
from.
me? Who's controlling me? You believe in the government. You believe in booster shots and all that nonsense. Who am I listening?
See, sheep one is obeying what the world at large tells you and conforming to the majority opinion. Sheep two is listening to people who provide you the skills necessary to build your own life the way you see fit, to understand the world for what it is and take that knowledge and do with it what you choose, essentially the red pill.
To?
So you can either be a brainless, mindless sheep that walks through life accepting everything that comes. Oh, booster vaccine, cool. You know that there's new, monkey. Da 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 da. I'll take that too. There's new this that. Okay, I'll take that too. Oh, are we all doing this now? I'll do that too. Like you can be that kind of person going through the world, or you can learn the broader scope of the world and what the higher ups are trying to do or would like to do. And it's not even that hard to think about these things. Like you just have to use a bit of deductive reasoning and you can kind of get to the point yourself and choose to do things because you genuinely want to do them.
I never said I believe in the government, but it sounds like
You
you're
do.
listening
You
to
said you
it. It
trust the
sounds like
government. You said you trust the government.
I said I trust the process, but it sounds like you're listening to
process.
people
Trust
on
the process.
TikTok, like Andrew Tate. You're listening
I don't have
to
TikTok.
whatever
I don't
alternative.
even go. I don't have the app TikTok.
I've never heard of. Yeah, what?
I don't use
Let me
TikTok.
just-
You never said that.
Let me just bring it back. 'Cause I think you guys
Ooh.
were onto something before, and then we're going on something else. So
Destiny's trying
you
to
wanted to
catch
understand
him.
how
You never heard of Andrew
brain
Tate?
works
No.
in regards to how he comes to his conclusion.
He never said
how
that.
he went from one point to the next, right? How he went from whatever gets him to his thought process. So let's just go back to that, and then we'll move on to why we think what we think. So bring that question back, Destiny. Can you bring that back?
Yeah, I want to know how you audit your thoughts. How do you know that you're not just following somebody?
Oh, here we go again with another advert. What
Because
the
I don't follow
hell?
anybody blindly. I don't listen to.
You test those ideas. You see if those ideas work for you.
Anybody.
If those ideas provide you with valuable skills and the necessary knowledge to go through life in a more savvy manner, and you see that you are reaping benefits from it, then you follow it. Because again, people who are Christians, Muslims, they find benefits from being that, and that's why they follow it. So I don't know what his point is.
There's nobody telling
We're
me
all sheep to something.
to say anything. I don't trust anybody.
Okay,
who
here-
has
then
more
we'll
power
do-
than
we'll
me.
do-
I don't follow anything.
Okay, we'll
Pick your masters wisely.
do a
Just me.
concrete example then. With concrete example then. When it comes to wearing masks, how do you know if that's a good idea or not?
Because if people more powerful than me are telling me to do it, I instantly don't believe them.
Okay, do you understand that that just makes you a sheep?
See, again, you can either try wearing a mask for yourself for a week, see what happens, try going a week without a mask, and then repeat maybe for 2-3 months, see what happens. And if really nothing changes, you can just decide, you know what, I'll just pick one path and that's it, Here's what it
Sheep
is.
of the other herd, right?
Of what herd? Of what
If
herd?
if there
What-
if there
what
is
am I
a
sheep
if
to?
there's yeah, I'm telling you, if there is a shepherd and he says all the sheep go left, you can either choose your own path or you can go right because he told you to go left. You
So who-
understand? You're
but
being
not
just
explain-
as controlled, right?
So who's controlling me?
The people that you don't like. When you do the opposite
See, that doesn't make any sense. Because he's basically saying that it's a psyop where they say, do this, so you do the opposite.
of what they say, they have just as much control
No,
over
that's
you
not true
as they do
because
the
my
other
whole
people.
life I've not been wearing a mask, so I'm just gonna continue.
How do you
living
determine?
my life.
How do you? Well, I'm
That's
asking
true.
you
That's actually
a
true.
question.
That's actually true. That's actually,
You are. I'm asking you a question. How do you determine whether or not you should wear a mask?
whether he wants to or not. it's not. This is not a difficult situation. If I feel like wearing a mask, I would do it. If I don't, I won't.
Because I like breathing. I don't want to cover my face. I like to talk, and I like to hear.
See
You can breathe with
expressions.
the mask on. You don't have.
Yeah,
Do you
worse.
see? Hold on.
Worse.
It's true. It's a bit
It's
stuffy.
annoying.
It's a
makes
bit
me
stuffy.
sweat.
It
It's
is worse.
uncomfortable.
This guy is cap. It's not worse. Come on. It's not the most fun thing. If you've worn a mask through the coronavirus, pandemic, if you want a mask, it's the most comfortable thing in the world. He's just capping right now. It's not worse. It's not worse. You breathe the same. Cap.
Also, I'm not going to put on something that makes me uncomfortable, and that's
True.
unnecessary. to
True.
me. I didn't wear it,
Okay.
and I'm fine. So
There you go.
Where we
So-
are. You got the
let me-
V word. You're still this. I didn't. I'm the same.
It's just a matter of
Let's
opinion at
back
this
up
point.
a little bit, right? So the correct answer was I
See, you're not trying to correct him. Oh my
decide
goodness.
whether or not to wear a mask based on the data I've read, the studies I've gone over.
That's the correct answer. Well, you can just choose to do what you want to do as an individual. You don't have to read any studies. If you really don't want to, you don't have to read any studies. To read studies to be more informed. But if you decide, I don't care about the studies. I'm just going to do this. That's the life I want to live. Boom. Do it. Who cares?
The article
He's trying to bring people into this stringent view of, this is the only way to be right. It's some nonsense. There is multiple ways to do things. And the fact that the world does things in multiple ways is why the world is a beautiful place. If everyone did the same thing the same way, it will be dull as fuck. Because there will not be differences, not be cultural differences. You need these things. Differences make the world a beautiful place. You need it.
are right. That's the right answer. I've seen enough information to point me one way or another. Everything else that you're saying is a cope. You can't breathe.
It's not a cope.
Are you oxygen retarded? What do you mean you can't breathe?
Are you
That's not-
oxygen
Motherfuckers are out here
retarded?
running marathons with 3 of them on.
Yes, but it's not the same. Some people wear masks in marathons or whatever to improve the amount of oxygen retention they get. They increase the amount of red blood cells produced in the body so they can retain more oxygen without the mask. There's reasons to do the training, but it doesn't mean it's comfortable. This guy is just capping like he's done it. Bro, what the hell?
That's
Like,
stupid.
how is it possible?
That is ridiculous,
You can't
yeah.
breathe with the mask on, right? You got people that are doing
I
shifts
breathe
for
worse.
20
It's
hours.
uncomfortable.
You got
Yeah, you can still breathe, but you're not breathing the same level at the same level. It's ridiculous for him to even say this. Like, read a study, my guy. Read a study, Destiny. It's a bit mad. I'm a scientist. I should know.
No, let me finish. Okay, it's uncomfortable. Seatbelts are uncomfortable. Okay,
Yeah,
going to
and
the
I
doctor.
Yeah, if someone doesn't want to wear them, don't wear them. You're taking the risk yourself, so it's fine. It is what it is. That's your problem.
Doctor is uncomfortable. Okay? There's a lot of things in life that are uncomfortable. That's not a reason.
So
not
now
to.
he's
That's not a
changed his
reason for a
position.
Man, hold on.
That's not a reason not to do it. What? If someone does not want to do something, and that is their personal choice, no one should infringe on that person. That's no reason to not do it because you don't want to. You need to give me more valid reasons than that you don't want to. You need to give me statistics and data. As a scientist myself, I can say this: you don't need to do anything if you don't want to, regardless of statistics and data. If the data is telling you don't do this and you decide to do that, that is your own self taking a risk. And if you're happy with the risks, then fair enough. There are people happy enough hanging onto skyscrapers with one arm and just hanging on for dear life. And they find that amusing and fun. The risks are ridiculous. The rewards, can be argued. It's not that much, just a dopamine hit. But some people want to do that, and that's a choice. They accept the risk. The consequences is death. It is what it is. We all move. The world's going to keep moving. Who cares?
Hold on.
Rather
Let me
not be
finish.
uncomfortable.
Let me finish.
Sneako,
You can't be going. Hold on. Yeah, hold on.
All right, I'll let you go afterwards.
Chill. Okay, yeah. When you interrupt me, it's because you know I'm right. Okay, you're trying to cut me off because you know that I'm taking you somewhere that you don't want to
That's
go.
a lie.
Okay, we're gonna go to those
That's
places.
You're a little
cap.
heated right
Okay.
now, Destiny.
I'm not
Yeah,
heated. No,
Destiny-
I'm just.
Destiny's
I'm
a
not
bit-
heated.
it's
I'm
passionate.
matching your energy. Okay.
If you
A
wanna
man.
wear
A
mask,
man.
go ahead, bro.
A man that interrupts another man is a man who's scared about where he's being led.
That's what he did before, though, isn't it? When Sneako was asking a question? When he was about to answer a question, he's like, Destiny, come on. Come on. You can't sit on this high mountain, on this high horse and think you're the dude, and then you're doing the same shit you're advocating against. It's a bit mad. Come on.
Okay. Explore
Be
with it,
consistent.
okay?
Consistency
If
is
you
key.
want to wear a mask or not, that should be something that you arrive at through your own independent thought process, not because somebody else tells you not to. Okay, that's what a 16-year-old does. I think you can do better than that.
Okay, well, the government's telling you to wear it, so you're echoing and doing what they're telling you to do. You're a sheep to them.
I'm not doing it because the government tells me to do it. I can do it because there are independent schools all over the world that do research on whether or not wearing a mask helps. That's what I can look to for
They're
my
also
information.
telling you
Right?
to wear
Yeah,
it.
there you
They say
go.
wear it.
I don't care what the government. I'm not a sheep, so I'm not looking
don't
at what
care
the government says to figure.
I thought you trust them. I thought you trust the process of the government.
I trust the process of some of the things involved with government, but that doesn't mean that I do it just because they say to do it. There are things the government could tell me to do that I would disagree with. That's possible. Government could say some shit, and I look into the data on my own. And I go, you know what? I actually don't agree with this.
See, again, that's a fair enough stance. If you want to do that, that is a personal choice. Obviously, to look into the data and whatnot. If someone doesn't want to do it because they just don't like authority, that's their choice.
I'm not going to do that.
Okay, so
Sometimes I go 75 and a 65 on the interstate. You know, I break the rules sometimes. You know?
Okay,
That's their choice. People should be happy
and you wear it.
that there's people who do the opposite. People should be ecstatic. Because if we had hive mind, same thought process with everyone, this is the right way to do things, shit would be stale. You go to a different country and say, wow, it's like I never left.
Why are we both fine?
For a variety of reasons. What do you mean? There are people that go their whole lives drunk driving every single night, every single weekend, and they're fine. Does that make drunk driving a good idea?
Well,
Is that
that's
how
why I
you
don't
evaluate?
wear it, because I don't need to. It makes me uncomfortable. It makes my face weird. It just makes me sweaty and stuff like that. It makes my glasses fog up. I don't like it. I feel like a dumb bot. It's stupid.
That's great.
No, speaking facts about drunk driving, it's not the best idea. But again, if someone makes that decision, they take the risks that come with that.
And it's cheaper.
Consequences. There are consequences.
And you're wearing it. Then you sit down, take it off. You're sitting on a plane. Everyone has to wear it, and then we all eat at the same time, breathing all over your food. It makes no sense. There's no consistency with it. It's just a sign of compliance.
Yeah, there's no consistency. The fact that if we are in a restaurant, we cannot take off our masks, and now we are safe. Obviously, there is the whole, aeration situation again. It does help a little bit. If you're outside, there is more diffusion of air, so less likely to get hit with the particles if you don't have your mask on. If you don't have your mask on, so I don't know why when you're sitting down, it's a bit like the data is also inconsistent on this whole fact about you take your mask off when you're in the restaurant, but when you're outside, you can keep it on.
Can I just ask one question?
Yeah.
Just out of curiosity.
It's a bit mad.
If Destiny's basically raising the point that this is good for our safety,
Another
this is
advert.
that,
Oh
and you're
my
saying
gosh.
It's an inconvenience. I don't want it.
This
Save
is
on anime's biggest.
I don't give a fuck.
Knowledge that people wanting to do it for their safety is not unreasonable or bad.
Sure, yeah.
Or do you say it doesn't? It's not a safety thing. It doesn't actually help you.
I don't think it really helps. No.
The benefits are minuscule.
Cloth thing, like it's meant to show other people, like, I'm a good person. I'm doing what they're telling me to do.
And as you remember, the WHO, World Health Organization, went back and forth multiple times on whether they should wear a mask or not. Multiple times. So wearing a mask itself also has its own problems, because if someone coughs in front of you, hits the mask, and then you keep taking your mask off and putting it back on, you touch the mask, the front of the mask, sometimes adjusting it, touching it, you touch all those particulates. Whenever you take your mask off, you wipe your nose, you're messed up already, you're fucked, it's over. So who cares? Like, it's not a big deal.
When you're standing outside and you have to sneeze, do you sneeze into the open air or do you put something over your face?
I sneeze into my arm,
Yeah, okay, why?
so I don't get snot on other people.
Sure, there's shit that comes out of your mouth all the time when you're breathing, when you're talking. You can look at videos of people that are breathing or that are even that are talking, and you can see the air coming out of their mouth. If you ever looked up a video of this in your life, why do you think wearing a cloth mask? Tell me this. How does wearing a cloth mask over your face make it hard to breathe because it doesn't let oxygen in or out, but you're saying it wouldn't block anything else coming out of your mouth? Molecules that are way larger.
It's literally a cloth over your mouth and nose. It makes it harder to breathe.
Okay, if it's
I don't know why, Destiny. This is not really a point to be arguing, Destiny. It makes it does get a bit stuffy in there. It get moisture, it breeding ground for bacteria, it gets warm, and come on, Destiny, we're not this dumb.
harder to
We're not
breathe,
this
you
dumb.
understand that oxygen, carbon dioxide are orders of magnitude smaller than like viruses and bacteria and other
I thought you
molecules
wanted to
coming to
argue
your
about
mouth, right?
spiritual stuff. This is the
Oh
spiritual.
my
We'll
God.
get that. Hold on.
Yeah,
We'll
right,
get to that
Destiny.
spiritual stuff. I'm just trying
Destiny, the inconsistencies, right? Inconsistent.
to show you that you have a really strong opinion about something that you are a sheep on. The government said one
Okay,
thing, you
but
said
you've
fuck
also
you,
not
government.
saying-
I'm gonna
This is the thing. So he just says, I'm not a sheep because I look at studies, and I came to my decision because of the studies I read, and I da. So if SNEAKO literally just said, I read some studies and I decided not to wear a mask, then what? Yeah, but what did the study say? Yeah, some said wearing a mask is good. Some said, there's partial benefits. Some said not that many benefits. Then what?
do the opposite.
This is a moot point.
Who is controlling me then, Destiny? Who am I a sheep to?
Yeah,
I don't know who you
don't
watch on
know.
YouTube. I can't tell. I can't tell who you're
You
watching.
don't know.
I don't know.
Then you
But
have
I'm
no
telling
place
you,
to call me a sheep. If you can't tell me who I'm following, then I'm not a sheep. That's dumb.
well, no. You know how I don't have to know who you're following to tell if you're a sheep. I just have to know your thought process. If somebody comes in and they tell me I think the number 7 is the best number in the world, and I go, why? And you're like, you know, some guy said that 7 sucked, and you know, I just I like 7. I already know that, dude. He heard it from somebody else. Because if you really liked a thing, if you were really into a thing, and if you really felt strong about a thing, when I ask you about it, why the fuck don't you wear a mask, right? You'd have some shit like, I don't know, the New England Journal of Medicine, they did a study on it. N equals 500, didn't fucking help. You know, I've known 100 fucking different doctors, they don't wear that shit, it didn't help. Like, that would be your answer. But you don't have an answer because in your mind, you heard it from somebody that gave you an answer that you liked that the government didn't give you, and that's why you jumped on it. That's a sheep answer. It is.
But you're not telling me who I'm.
So, by the same again, this is ridiculous because by this admission of you heard it from somebody, if you hear multiple opinions from other people giving you the opposite and you still choose to pick the same opinion, it is as if you read those studies because there will be contradicting studies even in the scientific field. Some studies may show this, some study may show that. So it's just all orders of magnitude removed from a study. It's just oral transmission of information someone might have read from a study saying, hey, look, I might have read this from a study and I tell you, hey, don't do this because of this. And then you say, okay, cool, I want to do that because of that. And then someone else comes and tells you, hey, you should do this actually because this other study says this. And then you still decide to listen to person A. That is still, again, you're still listening inherently to some information that was taken from a study, but it was just delivered by a personal source, by a person. So again, like it's just like a whole bunch of kafafa. Like it doesn't matter. This whole point Destiny's trying to make is moot. It's literally nonsense.
I'm a sheep too.
I don't know who you're a sheep to. That's not my job. I'm not your dad. I'm not here to figure out who you're a sheep to. I'm just here to figure out if you're a sheep.
I'm not your
That's all I'm
dad.
trying to figure out.
Let me ask you a question. Hold on, can I ask you a question?
Destiny, you also admit that makes no sense if you can't tell me who I'm a sheep to.
It makes perfect sense. I don't know how to explain it to you. I can't tell you who's leading you around. I can just tell if you have a leash on. That's all I can say. Like,
Okay.
Let me ask a question. Let me ask a question. SNEAKO, if the government came,
So this is Destiny. To listen is to have a leash. To not listen is to have a leash. To make your own, to read studies and listen, you don't have a leash. To read the studies and not listen, you don't have a leash. That shit don't make no sense to me, bro. As a scientist, come on. Like, really, that's the argument we're coming with? To listen with studies, it means you're not a sheep. To listen without studies means you are a sheep. To not listen with studies, you're not a sheep. To not listen without studies, you are a sheep. Whew. But everyone's a sheep anyway, because you have to listen to those studies and follow what they say. You're sheep into... Come
came
on
out
now.
tomorrow and said everybody stop wearing, are you going to do what the government says?
I was already not wearing it. I just would rather breathe without restriction.
So
This should be a satisfactory answer. Let's move on. But these guys are so stuck on it.
my question is, earlier you said that if the government's telling you to do something, you're not gonna do it 'cause it's probably
Semantics.
Yeah, if it makes me uncomfortable, if it's making my breathing worse, and
Yeah,
government's telling me
semantics.
to do it, I'm like, and I'm not gonna listen to that.
They're arguing
Okay,
semantics.
so the
now.
issue is not that the government necessarily told you. The issue is that
It's
it makes you
uncomfortable
uncomfortable.
and it's dumb. That's, yeah.
Okay. So if the government came out tomorrow and said everybody stop wearing your mask, you don't need the mask, we're gonna be good. You're gonna listen to what they say because it doesn't make you.
Well, I was
okay?
already not wearing it.
Yeah, I know. What?
Just wanted to clarify.
So certainly,
Alpha, come on. You guys, these are dumb questions,
Jacqueline, for
bro.
the
don't
final
understand
time,
the
and then we'll
question.
get
Dumb questions.
We'll
What is
conspiracy.
this?
I'll circle back a final time. If somebody
Circle
tells
back.
you a thing,
Oh
you talk
my
to 3 or 4
gosh.
people, and they all tell you the same thing. You don't have any way to know if you're being lied to or not, or if you're caught in a bubble of people that all believe this.
But Destiny, for most of his life, he was listening to other people. He was following H3H3. He was listening to the opposing view. And then once getting the new information, he realized, oh, okay, maybe that information I had before was not the best. So let me now dig deep into this information. I don't know why this is so hard to fathom and understand. But Destiny, clearly, it is his destiny to keep arguing moot points.
The same shit. You don't have a way to check your thoughts to see, like, do I really believe this thing or not? Is it really a good idea? Is
Other people present new ideas. Whether you expand on those ideas with your own research is up to you. And if you choose to take those ideas on without any expansion, that is up to you. Again, you're a sheep. Whether you read those studies and accept them, you are sheep. Because if you cannot understand scientific studies, because it's sometimes very hard to actually take out the necessary information from what they have been studying and what they have actually found. Some scientists write like in this type of way, which kind of makes it very, very hard to interpret what they're trying to say in layman's terms.
Is it like, do I actually understand what's going on?
I'm not in a
then
bubble.
if
I'm very
Okay.
clearly not in a bubble. I'm here talking to you right now. I debate people
Gotcha,
on a
okay.
regular basis who disagree with me.
It's not lying.
Okay. Well, here are two
He's not
things that
lying.
I do, and then your audience can take it or leave it. You can take it or leave it, whatever. Okay. First question, the most important question is, what would it take to change your mind? That is the number one most important question. If you don't know what it would take to change your mind on any topic, then you're a sheep. What would it take to change your mind about masks?
Norotine Heavyweight 2 is a powerful testosterone booster, which is legal.
What would it take to change my mind about masks? If everybody I knew around me was sick and dying. Everybody. The majority of people. If I saw that the majority of people were getting affected and it was like dire, like everyone was kind of everyone was falling down, everyone was going down. Then I'd be like, oh, snap. Okay, this is deep. Maybe let's wear a mask. You know what I mean? Maybe let's try this other option. Maybe it might work for me.
If I got really sick, if I was dumb walking around, if I was sick right now, if I died, if I was like in the hospital because I had respiratory problems and all this nonsense, but all these people who got the V word are still like Biden got.
So that's it. Whether or not you get sick,
again.
whether or not you get sick is the only determining factor. But you just said yourself, people that wear masks get sick. So you could get sick too without wearing a mask, right? That's not even a good answer. I'll tell you the second thing, okay? You can think about that one.
Okay.
The second thing is you should look for information that is contrary to what you believe. Don't just
I am.
ask
I'm
people,
here
because
talking
if you
to you
ask
now.
people, what?
I'm talking to you right now.
Sure,
Yeah,
that's true.
true.
Okay. Those are
Destiny is an idiot.
So moving
Oh my gosh.
I'm trying to like say that I'm in a bubble because
He's an
it's
idiot.
very clear
Destiny's an
I'm not in a
idiot.
bubble.
That was the idiotic
Well, the
comment.
thing is-
He's not like completely an idiot, but that was idiotic of him to say. Like, you just listen to, come on. There's detractors everywhere.
because of the world you've built for yourself ideologically, everything that I tell you, you can safely ignore. You wrapped yourself in this blanket.
Because
where
the
like,
stuff you're
he's
saying
just
is stuff that everybody else says, Destiny. At
yeah,
the
I
same
know.
time,
See, look at how
you're
easy. Do you see how
echoing-
easy?
you're
Do
just
you see how
echoing
easy your life is?
the
Look,
majority.
do you see how weak your mind is, right?
Again, guys, this is what I always say. Pick your masters. You pick the type of person, you understand the type of person you want to be. Figure out other people who've become that person, and then figure out what they did to get there. That's all that matters. If you have a dream to be the best doctor, learn from other good doctors and kill it. That's what you want to do. Do it. All this other stuff is just semantics.
He's only saying it because he's only saying because everyone else is saying it. That's why it's wrong. I don't have to listen to him, right? That's a weak mind.
Because I already know what you're about to say. Like, you're just echoing the left, like the government programming stuff. It's like, it's just predictable stuff that everybody here who's listening to the chat has heard a billion times. Well, I looked at the science.
Yeah, but do you
and the
understand
data,
the problem?
And if you
It's-
tell them
it's-
about the mass, like, what you're saying is predictable. It's
And this is the thing, if it's complex science, if it's really complex science, even laymen's and basic scientists will not understand what is being conveyed, how the mechanisms of action work. They could literally spin it any which way with the studies if they were so inclined. And most people are not going to be out here to reproduce the data, to try and actually reproduce the data themselves, even though there might be some peer-reviewed papers. Most people are not going to try and reproduce that data themselves and find out what's actually going on.
it's nothing
It's
new.
predictable, and you don't even have an answer to it. So what does that say about you?
I
That's
have
just
an
more
answer.
about you
I've
than it
answered
does about
everything
me.
you said.
Your
What am I
answer
not-
is that it makes it hard for me to breathe because
Yeah.
it makes it so oxygen and carbon dioxide can't pass through effectively, but it doesn't block larger molecules like bacteria and viruses. You understand that makes no sense. It's one or the other. You can't do both.
Okay, so you.
He's putting words in his mouth. He's putting words in his mouth. I think the causal effect of having that cloth is you will touch that cloth. If the particles are on the outside of that cloth, you will touch them too whenever you take your mask off. If it hasn't been long enough for those particles, 4 hours, whatever coronavirus particles usually last, to die, then you touch your nose and your mouth and you lick your fingers and da-da-da. It's a wrap. So
If it's
That
so
is the
restricted that
answer.
you can't breathe, then it must block a lot of shit coming out of your mouth and nose.
Okay, well, that's my answer. It makes me uncomfortable and it makes me sweat.
he
weird.
gave you an answer,
It causes
Destiny.
my
Accept it and
glasses.
move on, man.
Yeah. Seatbelts do
I
too.
think
Do you
it's
do you
dumb.
wear do you wear a seatbelt
Accept
when
it
you drive?
and move
Actually,
on.
I have this thing where you could put a seatbelt like thing you could buy on Amazon. This is like advice for the chat. You can get like a seatbelt thing on Amazon that clicks in and then it gets rid of the beeping sound.
Okay, so you don't wear seatbelts either. Do you think seatbelts make you safer when you drive?
There's some circumstances where a seatbelt actually restricts you and traps you inside the car. You can see accidents where like
There are some
sometimes if you
circumstances
get
where
in a
somebody
head-on
could-
collision, you get
That's true.
interrupting and not interrupting me.
Yeah,
But
there
you
are
can get- you can get-
circumstances where
Destiny is just going against what he said earlier. If you're interrupting me, it's because you know what I'm about to say is about to hit. Destiny, come on. You're smart under this. Let the man speak. Adhere to your own rules you set. Don't be that guy.
Hold on. Destiny, let him finish.
Yeah, go ahead.
Don't be that guy. He is that.
to a head-on collision, and if you have a seatbelt on, then you can get trapped in the car, and the car can catch on fire. But sometimes, if you're not wearing a seatbelt, there's instances where people have like literally like flown out the windshield because they weren't wearing a seatbelt and they survived. But a seatbelt could trap you in there.
What do you think is more common? Do you understand statistics or probability?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what's more common, but it's uncomfortable, and it's just I don't think
You
It's
lock
his
your
choice.
car.
It's
You
his
lock your
choice.
car at night.
I'm like, it's his choice,
I'm
bro.
not asking if you're fine. I'm asking you to use your brain. Do you lock your car at night?
This is his choice.
Why? You're not guaranteed to get robbed. In fact, probably most likely you won't.
Yeah, but it takes 1 second. And it doesn't make me uncomfortable to lock my car. Wearing a seatbelt makes me uncomfortable. Wearing a
So if
mask
something
makes
is
me uncomfortable.
so you're here trying to
Level of
preach to the
effort.
masses how to be a successful man, how to be a masculine man, how to have integrity, how to
Without
be
being
a
uncomfortable.
good, upstanding person in the world, and you're telling me you won't wear a seatbelt because it makes you uncomfortable. That's your bar for
I'll wear
accident
it if I
behavior.
see a cop, then I'll put it on. But other than that, like if I'm going really fast, then I'll buckle up. But if I'm just like doing 20 around the
Hold
city,
on, I'm not asking.
I don't need a
Tell me-
seatbelt.
Yeah, so you put the seatbelt on for a cop? Really?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
And like,
There's nothing you can say to that, Destiny, because it's just a personal decision at this point. It may be dumb in the majority of people's eyes, but at the end of the day, that's just a choice someone made.
okay,
I
in
wanna get a
15
ticket.
minutes, I have 2 friends that want to join this. Abba, is that okay?
No.
Who are they?
Fucking Brittany, Venti, and Lord Southern in like
No.
15 minutes if you want.
That's not brain.
They want to join this conversation?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah,
I
thanks
mean,
for the
hey,
100.
Sneeko, that's up to you.
Oh,
No.
it's up to Sneeko.
No.
Is it like more white people who agree with what you're saying?
One of them is
Unfortunately,
half black, and then one of them is like a blonde girl.
They're
From,
they're both
she,
hyper.
she hates white people. Though.
Oh, no.
conservative. Yeah, they
No.
would probably agree with you.
No.
But it's up to you. I'll let you decide.
No, no, no. Let's just have
Trust me,
this
Sneeko, I
conversation
wouldn't say this. If I
I think after you've seen this, you'll understand.
Oh, my God. Who cares? Who cares, bro? Who cares? Wicked? Who cares?
Destiny side, I wouldn't let them in.
I don't care. I don't really don't care. But Abba, what do you think? Were you also Abba? We talked on your stream and Destiny. Do you hear about this? New York and LA is in a state of emergency right now because of the monkey.
Mm-hmm.
Is that not
Yeah, because of
exactly,
monkeypox.
what does that sound exactly like?
I think.
Hold on,
basic-
wait. Let's go back, okay? We're not gonna do the jump into 50 million topics, okay? Let's back up for a second, okay? When you're talking to people on your platform, okay? And I
Yeah.
hear you talk, so I hear this to Abba. I hear things from Andrew Tate as well, a lot like this, okay? I hear you guys talk about what it means to be successful, what it means to achieve, what it means to accomplish things, and all I ever hear you guys talk about are cars, mansions, 30 hoes.
Because those are easy metrics to measure to see someone successful. If you know has a good, is socially aware, socially acute, able to communicate his ideas very well, he's able to captivate a room, that guy gets girls. So if you can talk to loads of girls, you know this guy is able to communicate. If he has Lamborghinis, big house, mansion, you know this guy knows how to get money, he knows how to, use the system to his benefit. Whether that is, paying minimal taxes because he knows how to set up companies, trusts, all this other stuff, charities, then, these are just easily measurable factors to know if someone is successful. Whether they want to do that or not with their money, that's up to them. But it's a way to measure, hey, I can see this person has A, which means he's done this.
Why?
Because that's dope. That's fun.
Do you understand that when you talk about like a spiritual void, do you think that a spiritual void exists today in the Western world?
Yeah, I believe in God.
That's
Okay,
true.
when you talk about those things, those are the exact types of journeys that lead you to the spiritual void.
No, it makes it harder. This is the key. Even the Bible says this. It's harder for a rich man to get to heaven. Not impossible, but it's harder because obviously of the accrued wealth and then the reliance on the self. instead of God. But the key factor there is it's hard done, not impossible.
Are people pursuing Bugattis, mansions, and bitches? It is the most empty, hollow
That's not
life
the end goal.
imaginable.
That's not the end goal.
And again, he said empty, hollow life imaginable. It's not the most empty life and hollow imaginable. It depends how you're doing it, whether you're sharing that wealth with the people around you, you're sharing that wealth with your family and your friends, you're bringing your team along, you have a secure team of people you trust, love, admire, and respect around you. If you have that, if you have the family component sorted out, your family enjoys your company, you all have good connections, you see each other often, you have amazing adventures together, and you have all this other stuff, it's a win-win. And then you add in your spiritual as well, it's a win-win-win-win. You do some charity on the side, it's a win-win-win-win-win-win. Everybody wins.
Oh, but that's just something I want. That's something I
It's-
would like
no,
to
no,
have.
hold
But that's
on.
not what's going to make me be all end all happy. Like, I want to have a wholesome life. I want to have kids. I want to have a good family. I want to just have a well-rounded, enjoyable life. And I don't think that's possible. Like, for the life I want, I don't think it's possible in the West anymore because people are so brainwashed. People
Yeah,
believe
but
anything
you are
they're told.
brainwashing them, right?
I'm
You're the one
brainwashing
that's
them to what?
brainwashing them in that direction.
How am I brainwashing them?
Because you're telling them that they need Bugattis,
I'm not
mansions, and
telling them they
bitches to
need
be
that.
happy.
I'm saying I want to get that, and I'm
See,
gonna
that's
get
his
it.
personal choice.
And a lot of guys
See, that's his personal choice. And the people who want the same Bugatti mansions thing, you flock to him to say, hey, I want to get that too. I have the same mindset. Let's all get it together.
like I have a mostly male audience, they all want that too. And I know they want that because they play GTA all day, they play these video games all day, and they watch prawn all day. So of
That's
course,
great.
Of course they want 10
That's
bitches
great.
in a mansion. But that's not the
fine.
end goal. And I'm not telling them they have to do that. Like, I have Luke on my stream all the time too, and he just wants to have one wife. So I'm not saying you have to do anything.
Yeah.
I'm not telling people to do anything.
Destiny, I don't know why he's pointing here, Destiny. Destiny's
People
really
don't follow me
trying.
blindly.
Destiny's
What
trying.
you're
People who
doing
watch
right
your
now.
stream all
What you doing right now?
I'll agree with you. People who watch your stream are like, yes, take another booster. I can't wait for the monkey vaccine. It's just like, you kind of have an echo chamber.
See, this is the problem. People who are born rich cannot appreciate the wealth. People who are born poor become rich. They can appreciate the wealth, and the money goes a longer way for them. So people who grind and make it, have that grind mindset and make it, the money becomes that much more valuable because you knew what it was like before. If you were born rich and you had the wealth offset, then that's why you have that emptiness, that miserableness in life, because it's like, bruh, I can do what I want, get what I want, be anywhere I want. It becomes like redundant at that point. That's when you start to seek out those other things to fill that void. You know what I mean? But if you are a normal person, you get what you call buyer's high. Where you're able to buy that next thing, save up money to buy the next thing to make you happy for like maybe, a month or two, you know what I mean? And then you work your way up to buy that next thing. So it adds to your life, you know what I mean? But it's not the be or end all. As long as you have your family set, getting the money and all that stuff only helps you spread the wealth and spread knowledge of how to get that and help other people if they want to get that and make your life easier and better to solve problems quicker.
Of people who agree with you.
Monetary
I'm not gonna
problems, that
agree
is.
with me. It's flattering you think that. But what you are doing is you are doing to men what was it Nicki Minaj or whoever the fuck you brought up, Kim Kardashian, are doing to women. That's what you are doing. It's the exact
What?
same
I'm preaching
thing. Yep.
self-improvement. I'm saying that guys, we
What?
need to go improve to get
Self
that life.
Yeah, improve so you can make the choices you want.
You
as a
don't
man.
improve yourself by buying cars, houses.
But to get there, you have to be an improved person. You can't get there without being the same person. That doesn't make any sense. Destiny, what are you talking about? If this is going where I think it's going, Destiny is just chatting utter rubbish. How do you get Bugatti, all this, if you don't have the necessary social skills? You don't have the necessary monetary skills, valuable income, high income skills, and you don't have, networks to help you build.
And fucking a lot
Well,
of
you
women.
cannot buy a house. You cannot
Exactly.
buy a lot of women without becoming a better man. I'm telling you,
That
we
doesn't-
go and get it. We need to
Yes,
focus on ourselves.
you-
We need to focus on ourselves so we can get to that
Nope.
point.
What
No,
the hell?
You don't have to be.
Go to
You don't
what?
have to be. You don't have to be a good man to get a house, a car, or a lot of women. You just
No. Wait, whoa. He flipped it. Because SNEAKO said, see, this is the thing about Destiny. He flipped it. He really flipped it here. SNEAKO said, I'm helping guys improve themselves, self-improvement, to be the best they can be. And then he said, you don't have to have all this to be a good person. No one said you have to have all that to be a good person. But you have to have all that, you have to be an improved person. You have to be a better version of yourself. You don't have to be a good person, but you have to be a better version of yourself to get to that point. A more competent version of yourself.
Get it? We need to improve ourselves. We need to focus on ourselves so we
Yeah.
can get to that point.
Improve ourselves.
You don't have to be.
Yeah.
You don't have to be. You don't have to be
Yeah.
a good man to get a house, a car, or a lot of.
This is the ridiculous. He literally went over improve, changed the word improve to good, and now he's gonna do what women do, and conflate improvement with good. Now, to get all these things, that doesn't mean you're good. He never said that. He said, to get all these things, you have to be an improved individual. You have to optimize your skills in all areas to get to that point, to get those things. That doesn't mean you have to be a good person.
Women. You just have to be rich, or you have to know how to play the game.
Okay, how do you
That's
get
not
rich,
being a
Destiny?
good
How do
man.
you have to improve.
Who said anything about being a good man? This guy is ridiculous. Destiny is conflating. He's conflating. He's smart. L for Destiny. L for Destiny. This person here saying W for Destiny is dumb because you didn't hear what he did. He flipped it. He literally flipped it in real time. He said, "You don't have to be a good man to. You don't have to be a good man to have all this stuff." He never said good. He said you have to be an improved man to get all those things, and that's facts.
Prove yourself to get rich, Destiny. What are you,
You don't have
talking
to
about?
improve. You don't have to be. Hold on. You can improve aspects of your business, but you don't have to be. I need you to understand.
To improve aspects of your business, you yourself have to have the subsequent knowledge, meaning improved version of yourself, to enact those. This guy's dumb.
This. You don't have to be a good man to get
No one said it. Don't be a good man, Destiny. Why are you flipping it to be a good man?
rich. You don't have to be a good man to get a house and cars.
If you
Those,
want
these
to
two
do it
things have.
independently, yeah, you do. If you want to like echo the programming and like be
See-
a part of the system, then no, you don't really have to. But if you want to be independent and not listen to anybody, then you need to improve yourself because we
You
want
see,
to get
you have to
rich.
improve yourself. See, SNEAKO's arguing you have to improve yourself to obviously get these things, and Destiny's arguing you don't have to be a good you don't have to be a good person to get those things, which is asinine. Destiny, where's he going? Listen to what is being said, Destiny, and that's how you tell Destiny's in his feelings because he's not really listening and he's conflating self-improvement with good. And SNEAKO isn't cashing that right now.
Connections. We want to get rich on our phone. We want to get rich based off who we know. We want to add value. To add value and have people trust you and like be able to make sales, you need to be a better man.
How do you get rich on your phone?
Are you kidding me?
Tell me.
Oh, Destiny.
Crypto, drop shipping, e-commerce
Yep.
businesses.
Streaming crypto. You know what you just described? OnlyFans for men, right? You literally
except you're
complain
not
to
selling
Abba.
OnlyFans for men. No, that doesn't make any sense. Because it's not OnlyFans for men. Because men are not losing. They're not losing the respect and or the admiration of the other gender when they do these things. Whereas women, when they do these things, they lose the respect and admiration of men. Not all men, but most.
Well, all these girls.
You're not
Hold on,
selling
hold
your
on.
titties,
Let me
you're adding
finish.
value.
So it's not the opposite. I don't know. It's not the exact same. He tried though. He tried. A for effort.
Let
To
me
the
finish.
world. But
Let me
you're about to
finish.
say, you're about to
You
say,
Hold
literally.
on,
you're about to say.
Seago, I'll let you respond right after.
Let
Okay,
me
let
finish.
and then go.
You just
Yeah, Destiny, I don't know what
complained
you're
to
talking about,
Abba. All these bitches are getting on OnlyFans.
Oh, another
It's
one.
a great idea.
Yeah, but Destiny's going around in circles, man. I don't understand why he's conflating, and then you see when he loses a topic, he tries to jump to the next one because he realizes I've got no foothold in this. I have to move quick.
Shit. Why is that bad? Because they're not working on themselves. They're not doing anything that makes themselves better. And now you're telling guys to download fucking rock.
So going to the gym and working out and all this stuff, it doesn't make you better. It doesn't make you more disciplined. Working hard and trying to get a business going does not make you better. It doesn't make you more disciplined. Oh, no. It doesn't. It doesn't make you a good person. But it makes you more disciplined. Doesn't make you a good person, but it makes you more disciplined.
Robinhood or go trade some shitcoin in the hopes that they get fucking rich or they start streaming or they hop on TikTok or whatever. What? They're not improving
That's
themselves by doing
adding
that.
value.
You're not
Starting
becoming a.
e-commerce
You're not
business is
becoming.
adding
Let me
value.
finish.
Hold on,
When you
let me
don't let me finish, it's because you're scared of what I have to say. Okay.
Don't say that, Destiny, because you've been interrupting the whole time. Hypocritical. Hypocrite.
I'm scared.
Only reason
I'm
you do it.
frightened
I
of you,
understand.
Destiny.
I know. That's okay.
You're
That's
very
okay.
scared of me.
Hypocrite.
When
This
you
guy's
tell
chatting
people they
mad
have to
shit, bro.
pick up their phone and get rich, that's not self-improvement. You're not becoming a better person doing that.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, to start a business, you need to be a better person. And comparing an e-commerce business,
Yeah, I think he's really conflating like becoming an improved version of yourself with becoming a good person. I don't understand Destiny. This is going over his head, man. Again,
to OnlyFans is just goofy.
He's
Because
in
you're
his
selling
feelings
titties
about this.
And you're adding nothing to the world. All you're doing is making other people sad and creating a fake relationship that makes people sadder. It makes the woman sadder because she's just a whore, and it makes the men sadder because they're not gonna have an actual relationship. It's just a pretend relationship in their head. It's making people worse. OnlyFans does not add anything to the world besides the dopamine rush for both sides. Starting an e-commerce business, adding value to the world by like sharing value, like that's making the world a better place. Me entertaining people online, if I'm streaming, that's making people laugh and smile. That's making the world better. Funny is truth. If I'm sharing truth, that's adding value. How are you going to compare titties to an online e-commerce business?
That's ridiculous.
E-commerce is you're leeching on
That's
affiliate
ridiculous.
links, on trying to sell people products that you're not even producing.
But at the same time, people are able to find those products easier because of your advertising, because of you marketing them a certain way, putting them out there, and they realize, oh, maybe I don't need that product, and they get it, and it improves their lives. You know, if your reviews are good, then you're actually adding value to society, because people would not have come to that product the same way or at the same price point than if you had provided it, or with the same reviews you have. They'll never. You see what I'm saying? Like, there is value added, and again with the OnlyFans thing, there is value added, but that value over a long period of time is not good because it causes decay. Whereas the e-commerce, over a long period of time, that value does not cause decay. It does not decay the man's mentality, their mindset. It does not decay the woman's thought about men. It does not decay the woman's value in themselves. You see what I'm saying? The OnlyFans thing has value, but it decays people over time. It makes them feel less than shitty for doing what they're doing. You know what I mean? It's a bit mad to compare the two. Destiny's really trying here. I give him A for effort, Destiny. You're trying, but you're a bit dumb on that. You're a bit dumb.
How is e-commerce adding to the?
I'm not just talking about how I make money.
Let me finish. Damn, dude, I sell merch. I've got affiliate links. I understand how the game works. Okay, I'm not.
So why is he arguing against it? This is ridiculous. Oh my god, Destiny.
Idiot, I live here. I've done this business for 12 years.
Destiny.
E-commerce is not adding to the world. Okay, number one. Trading crypto, that's not adding to the world. You're trying to out-speculate fuck some other dude, trying to out-speculate fuck some other dude so that you're not caught bag holding when your fucking coin drops, okay? Crypto and NFT.
Investing in decentralized finance is adding value to the world because it takes the finance system back from the control of the bankers and gives the control back to the common man. You know, you can actually have the value of assets you need. Transferring large quantities of money using Bitcoin is much easier than transferring large amount of money through a normal banking system. The banking system will freeze that money. Say, why do you need to transfer this? Bitcoin, just like that, adds value. I don't know what this guy is chatting about. This guy is talking shit. Shit.
He is not adding to the fucking world.
Rubbish.
99% of these coins come and go quicker than a fucking girl opens and closes a fucking OnlyFans.
Well, encouraging people to invest in crypto is good because it takes away
Oh.
stronghold on currency. If we can decentralize currency and we
Preach.
can take the wealth in our own hands, we're adding value. Now, all the people, the government owns the currency that you're obsessed about. I'm telling people invest in crypto so you could take charge of your own money.
You're not taking charge of your own money. You're paying off other people that are going to fucking drop your shit and you're going to lose everything. You're going to get rug pulled and you're going to have a coin that loses 99.8% value.
Yeah, if you're dumb, exactly. That's why you only buy Ethereum and Bitcoin, period. And a few other ones, Cardano maybe, I don't know. Solano maybe, I don't know.
Like what's happened over and over. Yeah, if you're dumb, like most of the people that are going to be listening to either of us.
Well,
most people
dumb.
aren't winners in crypto schemes.
I fucked up in crypto too. I've lost money too, and you learn from your mistakes.
Here's a question. So do you think most people listening to you, do you think everybody can win in crypto?
Yeah.
If they apply themselves.
Okay.
Oh, no way. No way, yo, me and SNEAKO, we're thinking on the same wavelength, brother. We're thinking on the same. If you apply
You buy crypto and then you sell it at more than you bought it for. How are you making money on it?
Because someone else isn't, but everybody can.
Exactly. So hold on. So if one guy makes 10 times his money, that means for that one dude, 10 other people lost their ass.
Yeah,
That's how it works.
Yeah.
So not everybody
yeah.
can win, right? You
Everybody-
understand that.
I
Not
said-
everybody can
I
be a
said,
winner.
And I even talked about this with Abba. Abba said, not everybody could get rich. Everybody can get rich.
Yes.
If you apply yourself properly.
Yes.
If you have the right mindset. If you're smart.
Yes, but not everyone's gonna do it at the same time. This is the point. Everybody could do it if they wanted to, but not everybody is gonna do it.
And you're better. So I'm encouraging people to become smarter and better. And don't be a dumb idiot. This is not-
Can and would are two different things. If I wanted to deadlift 200 pounds, I could do it. You just have to work at it. But whether you put that work in is up to the individual.
not my fault that I'm poor. It is. Be better.
You're not encouraging people to get smarter or better. You're encouraging people to go on their phones and look for get-rich-quick schemes. That's what e-commerce shit is. That's what NFT and crypto
No,
shit
it's not.
is.
I just shot my course, the Creativity Kit, and there I'm like, I share all the values and like everything that I learned on YouTube.
there you go.
I'm sharing information, adding value. It's not encouraging people to just get rich quick scheme. It's how do you add value to the marketplace?
Okay, let's say that somebody takes your course for 4 years. Tell me what they learn.
Everything that I've learned from 9 years of doing YouTube.
Yeah, talk to me about it. How do you add value to
How to stay true
something?
to your word, how to make interesting videos, how to capture people's attentions, how to be funnier, how to not be self-conscious when you're vlogging in public, how to make videos that are more interesting than...
Save on anime's
Oh,
biggest
no.
library with Crunchyroll Premium's new price.
Oh my gosh.
YouTubers have you spun out of it?
It's been up for 2 days.
Oh, okay.
It's been up for 2 days.
Destiny he thought he had him. He thought he had him, but he ain't got shit.
But a lot of everyone there, you could ask them, I think they're watching right now, they're all really happy so far.
How do you think that if there's 1,000 people watching you and you produce 1,000 more streamers, how is there going to be enough viewers for every single person?
Not everybody will make it. That's obvious. That's the
Okay,
marketplace.
sure, that's great.
Winners
But,
win,
okay,
losers
so
lose.
why are you saying now not everybody will make it, but earlier you were saying
I said
everybody can make
everybody
it?
can, not everybody will. How
Okay.
is that hard to comprehend? And
Yeah, I know, right?
I think it's really dumb. Everybody can get it, but most people will fail. Which one do you want to
The
be?
problem is that you're obfuscating with that language. You're not selling reality to your audience, because reality is anybody could, sure, but that anybody could is 1%. The other 99% are going to fail.
That's life, man.
That's what that means.
But it doesn't mean you don't have to try and motivate people to try and do it. Like, what the hell? This is the most ridiculous stuff I've ever heard in my life. Parents try and motivate their kids to do things. Whether the kids do those things or not is up to the kid. But, you know, the parents still have to try to get their kids on the right path in life. To just sit there and be like, oh, I won't even try because, you know, it's hard. And, you know, a lot of kids end up in bad situations. So I'm just going to give up. Bro, that's ridiculous.
So instead
What
of
is this
talking
man
about
arguing for?
how people can get cars, houses, and bitches, why not focus on the things that actually get like
I do. I
spiritual
talk about
fulfillment,
God.
give
I
us
had
lives?
young Don
Again, this is the thing. This is the
on
thing.
my stream and we were reading.
Hold on,
Why
let's
not
go.
focus on the things that actually get like
I do. I
spiritual
talk about
fulfillment,
God.
give
I
us
had
lives?
young Don on my stream and we were reading the Bible.
This is the thing. I think this is what Destiny is really coming at. Like, the audience is with Nico because they also want to get to that point. They enjoy that point of view where they want to get someone who motivates them to strive for better. They don't want to be sitting there listening to someone telling them, be content with your life. You are okay to be, you know, to have nothing and, you know, live a normal life. Again, you can be content living that life. And that's okay if you don't live that life. But that Sneako doesn't want to live that life. So his channel is not about living that life. So why should he then sit on his channel when he doesn't want to live that life to tell people to live that life when he's not going to do it anyway? Like, I'm going to tell you guys to live a life I'm not going to live. Ridiculous.
How are you going to talk? Hold on. Why would you have God
Ridiculous.
in your mouth while you're talking about fucking 20 women at the same time? That's not a congruent lifestyle.
To you, but in Islam, you can have 4 wives. So, I mean, whatever you think.
Are you-
No. See, that's not a congruent lifestyle. That is only subjective to the point that you're putting the type of God he's talking about on him. You are subjectively enforcing your beliefs on God on him. That's the only way that works.
Hold on. Did you say God or Allah? I'm sorry. Maybe I misheard you.
Those words mean the same thing, Destiny. Those
said
Can I
God.
just
There's-
clarify?
Yeah,
Wait,
Destiny.
wait, I don't know how you want to pretend to talk about God, and then in the
pretend?
other breath you're talking about fucking 20 women. It doesn't work that way.
In Islam, you can have 4 wives. I want to have 4 wives.
You're not Islamic, and you didn't say 4 earlier. And I don't.
I'm
And
not
even
any
in
religion.
Islam,
I
in
believe God.
Islam,
I'm not any religion.
Let's hear. Yeah, he's not. Okay, let's hear this.
That's not true. That's not, hold on, guys. It's not true that you can just have 20 wives in Islam
You
or
got
whatever.
four. You got
off-
four.
Hold on. The Prophet would only take orphans or widows as his extra wives, and that's where the example came from. And even then, they strongly discourage Muslims from doing that because Allah says that you can't love each woman equally. So they say don't do it. So this whole thing that people turn to towards Islam is people who don't actually study the religion and know anything about it. I just wanted to make that clear.
And even if they did, that's for wives.
Sneako's
not
evil,
for
bro.
husbands
Okay, so
that you
okay,
fuck,
but
kick out, and then
people
fuck
who
new
wanna
ones the
watch-
next day.
You know what I think the difference is between me and you is that you've had a lot of people who are coping and accepting and like, okay, accept complacency. I think there's a divide
That's
on
true.
the internet now for people who are ambitious and people who are complacent. Destiny, I think your audience is full of complacent people. People are like, I can't get
That's
rich.
fair.
This is a pyramid scheme. This is a scam. This is bad. I'm
That's
not
true.
wearing a mask. And then my people.
That's true. Opportunities are there for those. This again, another thing in the Bible. Knock and you shall receive. You have to ask and you shall receive. Knock and the door will be open. You have to knock. You have to do all these things to try and get the things you want. You have to. You have to. Even the Bible says if you want to do something, you have to ask. If you want to get somewhere or get through somewhere, you have to knock. You have to do these things. And if you're persistent, those opportunities will start to reveal themselves and you can take them.
People are like, bro, I want to go get it. So you can pick one. Yeah, not everybody will make it, but you can. Get
Ask
it if
and
you
you
apply
shall
yourself.
receive.
It's that simple.
Your path
He's telling people, don't ask, don't try. The likelihood of you trying is minuscule, which it is. But still don't try. But the thing is, in trying to get to that 1%, you might get into the 15%, which is way better than where you were before. So either way, you're still in a better position than when you started. Or even if you have just a better mindset at life and seeing those opportunities come, then you might take an opportunity you might never have taken if you still had the mindset of, it might not work out for me.
is the path of complacency. Your path is the path of
The path of where you go, you work out, you try and build your body up, you go, you read, you gain knowledge, you try and build your mind up. You go, you date, you try and build your communication skills up, your interaction with the opposite sex. That's the path to complacency? Now I have heard it all. Doing hard work is the path to complacency. Good to know.
spiritual and psychological weakness,
Who am I
right?
replacing to?
Because
Spiritual and psychological weakness. Who decides that spiritual and psychological weakness? Again, if you're saying spiritual, you come into the point where it's like there's one spirituality that is correct, one way to do things that is correct,
you're complacent to
one
hustle,
mindset
right?
that is
because
correct.
if you were talking to people and you wanted to make and build real men, you'd be telling people either one, go to school, get a fucking education so you can get a real job, or two, at least go and do a trade. Or if you really want to start a business, find some shit that you can offer that
Businesses they can shut down like that. Oh, Corona's come. This has come. Let's shut down your business. Boom. But if you make money online, you can't shut it down.
other people are willing to pay you money for because you can do it better for somebody else. Not fucking e-commerce.
That's it.
That is a way to subsidize your income, to add to your income. You can still do a normal job and do e-commerce on the side. And again, this is adding to your value so that whenever tough situations come, you are not completely out of luck. If you rely on a trade and solely that trade, if anything happens in that trade sector where they're looking to cut people and you had no other skill, no other value to offer the world, you'd be finished. So for him to sit there and say, no. Let them go to school and learn, be a pawn in the system. Ridiculous. You have to have other skills available to you at your grasp. Either e-commerce or this stuff that can allow you to make income without needing to slave away, like in terms of doing like actual going out there and trying to get another job. Like you have to have subsidized income.
Not spamming affiliate
That's a
links.
smart way. That's a smart way to move.
Let me finish. Not spamming affiliate links on some.
And he said he has that too. You see, this is the dumbness of Destiny. He says, oh, I have, I do that too. I have affiliate this, that too. He said that earlier. He's literally said that earlier. And then in the same breath, he's going to say, don't do that. Just get a job.
fucking blog
I
so
didn't
that
say
some
anything
dude
about
gets tricked on
affiliate links.
clicking
You
on
said
it
that.
from a fucking
You
Instagram
said
ad.
affiliate
Okay?
links.
When you talk about complacency, opening up 50 million TikTok videos and seeing people bragging about
Destiny.
these 7 cars, well, these guys are
What the
probably
hell?
crying themselves to sleep at night because they don't have a single person that loves them in the entire fucking world. That's the complacent path, and that's the path of weakness. It's literally, if
So
you're gonna talk about
Destiny.
religious shit, that is literally the temptation of the devil.
Destiny.
Flashing you like flashy shit and try to say, if you go and buy this, if you get that, if you've got this many women like you, that's the path to happiness. Come on, man.
That's not what I'm
Wow.
saying. I'm saying I want that. I want all that stuff. Not that it's gonna make me happy, but I want the capability to do whatever
Thank you. Destiny's so triggered, bro.
I
Emotional.
want. I want to be rich enough so I can do that if I want to. That doesn't mean you're going to be happy. You need to be happy by like all the stuff that we all know: family, close friends, being a good person.
That's what I said
I
earlier.
don't want anybody to hold me back. And see, people who watch your stuff, they're gonna see videos of like cars and mansions and be like,
Oh, another advert. Come on. Let's stop this. Enough of the adverts. Actually, you know what? SNEAKO's making some money off this. So I'm allow it. Make the money, bruh. Make your peas.
I'm never gonna have it. And then the people who watch my stuff, they're like, bro, damn, I want to go get that. So you can choose to cry and see like, this is a scam. This hurts my feelings.
Where there is a will, there's a way.
Or like, bro, how do I get it? I want to talk to that guy and learn what he learned.
You don't spend any time on your channel talking about those other things like
How do you
family,
know?
close friends,
I
being
do.
a good person.
I do.
Because I know, because I've watched some of your content. I've
Some of your content.
never heard.
It's like the fresh and fit detractors who say, oh, they all say this, they all say that. They never give good advice to women. Da, 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 da. I've seen some of their clips. Right, cool, bro.
Talk about like these are things. Okay, I'm sorry. Do you have a lot of videos where you talk about this is how you be a really good friend? This is how you be a good person?
Yeah.
Or is it obsessing over material possessions 99% of the time? If I were to ask you,
Being a
audience,
good person
what
is
is
obvious, Destiny? Being a good person
What?
is not something I need to explain. That's something
Oh,
everybody
see, and
inherently
see,
knows.
this is what I mean when I'm telling you that you are unfulfilled and
No,
you don't
I'm
know
not.
what you're
I-
talking
That is true. Everyone inherently knows how to. This is the thing. This is the thing. If atheism is to be correct, everybody inherently knows good from evil. Inherently should know good from evil. If they do not, that's a problem. It has to rely on the fact that spirituality is the one that says, this is the reason to do good. This is the reason to do good. This is the reason to do good. Atheism doesn't state that anywhere.
No, hold on. Just by you saying, by
3 hours.
you saying being a good person is easy, that's not true. Being a good person,
Being a good person, it's not, he never said it's not easy. He said it's inherent. Like, people know what they need to do. They just don't do it. You know you need to talk to that friend who feels bad, but some people just don't do it. You know you need to, bring your friend up, help them up, but some people don't do it. You know you need to stop doing this and that and help other people, but some people just don't do it.
Yeah.
or is it obsessing over material possessions 99% of the time? If I were to ask you,
Let's see it.
audience,
Let's see
what
it
is
again.
SNEAKO?
Destiny? Being a good person
What?
is not something I need to explain. That's something
Oh,
everybody
see, and
inherently
see,
knows.
See, everybody inherently knows. That's what he said. This is something everybody inside you know what it is, what it takes to be a good person. Everybody knows this. Whether you choose to enact on it is up to you.
This is what I mean when I'm telling you that you are unfulfilled and
No,
you don't
I'm
know
not.
what you're
I
talking
had
about.
young
No,
Don on
hold
my
on.
stream
Just
and
by
we
you
talked
saying,
about
Let's
God.
see.
by you saying being a good person is easy,
You see, this guy is the king of conflating. He never said it's easy. He said it's inherent. People know what they need to do to be a good person. To be a good person, you don't need to scam people. You need to do things in a respectful manner. People know these things. You need to be kind to your family, kind to people on the street. Don't look down on people. Don't judge people if you don't know their situation. You know what I mean? Like, these are inherent things that people know within themselves. Whether they do them or not is up to them. But he never said it was easy to do the things that make you a good person. He said you know what you need to do. It's inherent. People have it in them. They know what they need to do.
that's not true. Being a good
This guy is such a little weasel, right? Such a weasel, bro.
person requires more work than starting your own business.
No, it doesn't.
Being a good person requires more work than getting lucky on some shit coin.
So what do you think
okay?
is being a good person, Destiny?
Being a good person means having honor, means being honest, means doing the right thing when it's difficult to do it. It might mean being reliable for your friends. It might mean having a job or providing for a family. Being a good person can mean a ton of different things in a ton of different
everybody
contexts.
knows what you said. Everybody knows that inherently.
Not everybody do you think most people are good people?
I think most
Do you think that we
people-
have guidance in society right now to be good people? Or do you think that most of it is trying to tell us how...
Most people know what it is inherently to be a good person. This is not really like a crazy debate or topic. Most people know what they like. Most girls who do OnlyFans know that their parents really don't want them to do OnlyFans, but they do it anyway because they want the quick money. People know these things. They understand these things. It's not easy. They pick the path of less resistance. They pick the easy path because they know, oh, I just want to get the money. I don't care about what my family thinks. They know it's the easy path, so they do it.
to open a Robinhood account to look for the right penny stock to get rich on.
There's a lot of distractions for sure, but it's not, bro. Like
This is the distraction. I'm telling you that you are the distraction from being a good person right now.
I'm distracting. I'm a bad person. And I'm encouraging.
Getting people to focus on things, focus on work, focus on themselves, focus on working and improving themselves. How does that make you a bad person? That takes them out from doing criminal activity. Them focusing on themselves, not trying to do all this crazy stuff. Focusing on themselves and trying to build themselves up. That makes someone, wow. Destiny is lost on this.
You're encouraging bad behavior by telling people that the path to happiness is lined with Bugattis, mansions,
How are you
and bitches.
saying that that's my path? That's not what I'm saying.
That is literally.
Listen to what your desires are.
That's not. That's what he wants to get. That's not. Oh my gosh. This guy is dumb, bro.
I'm not triggered at all, dude. I know what the path to happiness is.
Yeah,
I'm not out here.
He sounds like an emotional person.
Have a Bugatti and like the material.
Like, he may not be an emotional person, but he sounds very emotional right now. I think he's losing this, so he's really scrambling. And he's losing this, and he's really scrambling. Like, you can see it.
But
You are the most materialistic. You're literally telling Abba, like, you're saying, I see apartments and I want to own that. I want to get that. I want to own that. What do you mean? Why do you need to own that?
It's gonna make me happy. I want I want to be the master of my own universe. I don't want to be held back by anything. Like, that's the person's better than me. No, I want to be the best person I can be and be able to buy whatever I want.
There you go.
You're saying you want to be the master of your own.
And that's the path of least resistance, apparently, from from Destiny's point. Trying to grind and do all these things is it's like saying to someone trying to get to level 100 in that game and grind out and be the best in that game. That's the wrong pursuit. You should just want to be average, accept mediocrity, because you never get to the top of the game. You never become the best COD player ever, so don't even try. Ridiculous. You trying to get to that point might make you just a better individual in that sector anyway.
You're saying you want to be the master of your own universe, but when you walk down a street and you look at buildings, those buildings own you. You understand that? Your whole drive in life is material.
Yeah.
That's what's driving you. How are you the master of your own universe when you see something flashy and that's what's pushing you to earn more money, to open more e-commerce shops?
That's not just it. It's not materialism. It's also just the relationships and the way people are. People are distracted by Kim Kardashian, by Instagram, by TikTok. They're getting brainwashed.
You're the male Kim Kardashian. That's the whole point.
I'm the male Kim Kardashian?
Yes.
That's ridiculous.
Telling people that you got to start a business, you got to do e-commerce, you got to get 20 girls, you got to get the cars, you got to get the buildings.
If you think that telling people to go get it and to hustle is being the male Kim Kardashian, then we just fundamentally disagree on life.
What's the difference?
That Kim Kardashian is encouraging, like, you get famous for nothing, to be a thought, to just put on makeup and say nothing and you can be famous. I'm encouraging people to be the best version of themselves.
Okay, be famous for nothing and being a thought. The male equivalent to that is saying, try to make a YouTube channel and be funny and trade crypto. It's the same thing, but for men. How do you not see that?
That's adding value to the world, and it's not just crypto.
You're not adding value to the world by buying and selling crypto. You're adding value to the world by making yourself a better person.
Look, you're getting really triggered by the crypto thing, but
I'm not triggered at all. I don't know why you can say that.
Value to the world. It's bigger than crypto. It's adding value. A lot of people like get complacent and they go type essays and they go whine about other people's money. And I'm saying you need to add value. My way of adding value is being funny, is entertaining, and talking on stream all the time. And I have a couple businesses. That's what I know how to do. Not everybody's gonna do exactly what I do, but I'm telling people to be the best version of themselves.
Yeah, but you're not telling people to be the best versions of themselves by exploring and expanding on their own talents and exploring and expanding on their own personal relationships. You're telling them that the best version of themselves is some version of person that can buy houses, cars, and have 20 girls fucking it. You said at the beginning of the conversation that if you're a good person, you're going to have a business and you're going to have a lot of girls after you. That's what you said, right? That's how you know if you're a good person. Or you tell me, how do you know if you're a good person? Because earlier you said you know you're a good person. You've got houses, cars, and girls.
That's what bots think when they see my content and other like male self-improvement content. They're like, these guys just care about cars. It's not that. The red pill is not just about women. It's about knowing and understanding the truth of the world and acting accordingly. So
Exactly.
the trap that a lot of people fall into
Jeez, Louise, Destiny, bro.
and get scared
is
about
the-
On
everything
some
that the
BS,
government
bro.
tells us to be scared about.
Okay. Did you tell me earlier? Did you say I asked you how do you know if you're a good person? You said a good person is somebody that can buy houses, cars, and get a lot of women. Did you
No,
not say
a good
that?
person is a wholesome person who does the right thing. The same stuff that you have. Has good friends, is good to their family, can provide.
Okay, I'm glad you got. Cool. I'm glad I got you to come around on that now. So a good
You didn't
person
get me
isn't
to come
somebody.
around on that. That's what I've always believed, and I say that all.
Yeah, he never said. He literally never said that's not being a good. He said you have to improve, and then he conflated that with being a good person. This guy is Destiny's. Take the L, Destiny. Take the L. You're conflating improvement with good. Improvement with good. That's ridiculous.
All the time, I talk about God on my stream.
How do you? Okay, well, let's do this. Okay.
What
How do
is-
you have? How do you have God on your stream while you're talking about so many different women? How is that godlike? How do you expect?
This is the thing. Destiny is very this is very small minded in the sense that how can you advocate for this when again you have to really think about this logically, okay? If we think about it logically, yeah. If SNEAKO was to say he prays to ancient Greek gods, I pray to ancient Greek gods, the pantheon, all of them. Boom, God of War. Boom, Aphrodite. Boom. He can love as many people as he wants. There is no rules and laws against that with having those gods and those beliefs. So he's so small-minded because he's attributing modern day religions to SNEAKO's interpretation of what his religion and his faith is in what it is. Him believing in a higher power does not restrict him from doing what he wants to do in life. That's what he's come to conclude to be his religion. And fascinatingly, let's look at this. Like let's look real quick here. Like let's say Rastafarians, yeah, Rastafarians. So here, let me just type this in real quick. Rastafarians. So Rastafari is a religious and political movement that began in Jamaica in the 1930s and was adopted by many groups around the globe. It combines Protestant Christianity, mysticism, and a pan-African political consciousness. So in the 1930s, people came together and said, we're going to mix all these things together and make this Rastafarianism. And they had their own religion. So what is stopping SNEAKO from saying, I'm going to take these concepts I like from the world and my view of God and the higher power and make my own thing here? But Destiny's small mind is trying to constrain him to the views and religions of the world now. He's not extrapolating and thinking, maybe SNEAKO is giving his own interpretation on religion. As there's so many religions, Hindu religions, why can't SNEAKO have his own interpretation of what life is in religion, in his form of religion? You see what I'm saying? It's a bit mad to think that. And for him to say, oh, you're constrained by these rules. You have to follow these rules. This is the religion's rules. You have to follow them. Cap, cope.
Let's say
He's not as smart as you think he is. If he really thinks about these, if you really sit and think about these things, extrapolate on these things and really think, back in the day, religions were different. People believed in multiple gods for different aspects of life, whether that be desire or all these other things. And they lived the lives they wanted to live. They were not constrained by their gods. You know what I'm saying? As long as they were honorable and forthright and righteous in their pursuits, then the gods blessed them. You see what I'm saying? So to sit there and say you having all these girls and believing in God doesn't make sense. It's like, yeah, if you're looking at it from the modern sense of Christianity, these modern religions, but if someone wants to take like Rastafarianism, took concepts from mysticism, Christianity, combine them together, and political views and combine them together, and then said boom, Rastafarianism, he can also do that too. Take the concepts of God from Christianity and these other things and put them together. Booyah.
Let's say that you do that. Let's say somebody gets your lifestyle, okay? And you get your 20 women up to your 25, 26, 27 years old. How are you just going to flip that off and then go and find one woman when that's what you've been putting out in the world?
But that's what if he wants to.
Because women could fall in. Women don't care. You could have 20 women like deeply in love.
You don't
with
think women care?
This guy is
the type
ridiculous.
of woman that you know which type of women don't care? It's the same type of women that
All
you
of
make
them.
fun of. It's going to be the Kim Kardashian clones. They're going to be the ones that don't care.
That's not true. That's
You
not
think
true.
when you think that you can go from having 20 women through your 20s, and then at 26, 27, you're gonna find like a woman that is spiritual, that is looking for the same things in life.
So let's just break down religion here. I'm just really quickly. I just got up obviously definition of religion: the belief in and worship of a superhuman controlling power, especially a personal god or gods, personal god or gods. Thank you very much. So SNEAKO can be religious with his beliefs if he wants to be. Oh, magic! Am I right?
I can have 20 spiritual women.
What does that mean?
20
Destiny,
spiritual
extrapolate. Use your brain. Use your 2 brain cells, bro. I shouldn't be going so hard on Destiny. I shouldn't be going so hard on Destiny, bro. I shouldn't be going so hard on Destiny. I shouldn't. Let someone get me a debate with Destiny. Let me talk to this guy, bro. I'll decimate him live in action on air.
How are you gonna have 20 spiritual women?
Collect them like Pokemon.
Boom. Turn to humor.
Okay.
Nice.
Well, I mean, if you want to meme, I mean, at least you admit you're wrong. Okay. Do you want? Okay. I've got 2 friends if you want to throw them in here.
Even Abba cracking up.
What's wrong about that?
The problem is that the energy that you're putting out in the world is the male equivalent of an OnlyFans star. You're the male equivalent of a Kim Kardashian. The way that you're selling young men to go after happiness, you're just as much a cog in the capitalist system
Chat, then listen
as
to
anybody.
If you want to improve yourself, if you want to start your own business online, if you want to be independent, you're a male Kim Kardashian. Sure, that doesn't really affect my message or what people think.
Cool, bro. You're not American Kardashian because other people respect you because you have the wealth, you have money, you have freedom to move around the world as you please, and you actually have respect.
Okay, we're the male.
This
Kim
guy
Kardashian.
is
what do
ridiculous,
you want us
bro.
to be? You want to cover our face and take more shots?
And you're being honest about the way you're going through the world, your pursuits. Anyway,
We're gonna have a lockdown for Monkey real soon. You want people to stay
Is
inside?
that? Do you see how you're defining yourself and
bro?
myself by
Destiny
like the 2
is
most common conspiracies that people talk about? That's like your whole fixation.
His views are
When
so
I'm going
limited,
out into
bro.
the world or when I'm talking to people, I'm trying to think, what makes you a good person? What makes you have virtue? How do you cut like a solid character inside of yourself when you're
Yeah, a good person is an honest person. So if he goes to a girl and says, "Look, I'm not looking for a monogamous relationship. This is what I want," that is inherently good. He's not lying to the person. He's being honest about his intentions and what he wants. What the hell? Oh, but that's not good because it doesn't make me feel comfortable because you should be just a one-woman man. Cool, bro. Cool.
You're carving out your virtues, right? I'm not thinking like, do I need another vaccine? And should I wear the mask? These are the farthest fucking thoughts of my mind. I'm not obsessing with what the last thing Alex Jones said, or what the last TikToker said, or what's trending on Twitter, right? There's more to life than that. You have to understand that.
Okay.
If masks are at the forefront of your mind, then the government is
this?
doing more than anybody that steps on a bus with a mask on.
You started up the conversation.
Yeah, I know, right?
And you're the one that's bringing it up now.
Destiny, take the L. Destiny, take
and your
the L.
spirit is covered with a giant fucking mask that says hustle every day on it.
Oh no!
Yeah, that's what men need to do.
Destiny,
men need to keep providing. That's
Destiny.
what makes men happy.
That's not. That doesn't make you a provider.
So you just provide out of the mythical sky. You have to have some type of hustle to provide, bro. Some type of work ethic to provide. What?
How do you think you're going to be able to provide romantically for a woman when you're 28 if you've been sleeping around and fucking around for your entire 20s?
So he who knows women, he who knows and experiences women, he who knows how women move and operate, will not be able to make a woman happy. Nice. Nice. He who has experience in a field would not be able. Wow. Let's really think about that. Wow. Destiny, profound.
You're not even going to know what a healthy relationship looks like.
Once you fuck a lot of women, you understand how they work and you get better with them. Women don't
No,
want a
when you
guy-
fuck a lot of women, you understand how to fuck women.
See, this is Destiny's small-sightedness. He's never really thinking about things. He's really going attacking the word for word what SNEAKO is saying. And obviously, SNEAKO can elaborate on this and say, look, to get women without paying for women, you have to develop certain skills and characteristics. Those certain skills and characteristics, when you develop those, you over the time of dating and courting women, you start to learn how women are and how women operate. You see a breadth of women, you see how they generally work and operate, and then you can use that information you have whenever you do want to settle down to then be the best partner possible because you understand how women think, how women operate. Boom. Simple. Destiny. Say something. You can't because you ain't got sense. You're really just arguing the small points. Because you know, if that was to be extrapolated, if you was to expound on that, you would have no legs to stand on.
That's
It's
the
okay.
only thing you get. You don't know how to love a woman. You don't know how to take.
You don't know how to love a woman. You don't know how to take care of a woman. How to take care of a woman. Yo, Destiny, you don't have to take care of women. I think women take care of themselves these days. Isn't that what the general message is? They do take care of themselves. So why should you need to take care of them? What the hell? What's he talking about? This is 2022, Destiny. Get with the program, bro. Women take care of themselves. You don't need to take care of a woman. What are you talking about?
Care of a woman? In fact, you probably,
Let's just
you probably
replay that.
know
Let's
how to
replay
fuck
that.
Women. That's the only thing you get. You don't know how to love a woman. You don't know how to take care of a woman.
Take care, Destiny. That's very bigoted of you. Take care of women. Women can take care of themselves. Thank you very much.
In fact, you probably know the opposite if you've been through that many. Anybody will tell you that. 100%. You think you're telling me, but if you found a woman that had fucked 20 or 30 guys up to when she was 26.
Oh, he's conflating. He's conflating that men and women are the same. Wow, adversity builds men in the sexual marketplace. And if they overcome it. Adversity in the sexual marketplace for women, if they end up going through 20, 30 men who break up and damage them, it doesn't help them in the long run. We can extrapolate on that later in the comments if you guys want to go there. But it's a bit mad for him to conflate the two. This guy, I don't know, man. He's very emotional right now.
You think she'd know how to take care of you?
Nope, it's different for men and women.
Exactly.
Tell me why it's different. Why do you think it's different?
Men can fuck as many women as possible because we can get as many women pregnant. We can get 100 women pregnant today. It's biology.
Is that your goal? Is your goal to get 100
I'm
women
explaining
pregnant?
my point before you get triggered.
Yeah,
A woman
please,
can only get
please,
pregnant once in a
please,
year.
please.
That's why women are wired
Selective.
to be with one man. But a man is wired to spread your seed. So you can be with as many women as possible, and it doesn't change how you love a woman. It doesn't matter.
I would encourage you. You should talk to women. The kind of women that you want when you're 27, you should start talking to them now because they don't want to touch somebody like you with a fucking 10-foot.
They do, because they know a man who's made himself, a man who's competent in the realms of business, a man who understands women and how to get women is a charming man, competent man. That is a desirable man for most women. They don't care about how many bodies you have. They really do not give a solitary fuck. They don't care. What the hell? And most of them don't even care to even ask, how many bodies do you have? Dude, they can just tell by the energy you come off with. The vibe you provide, they can tell. This guy gets it. This guy doesn't. They know these things. Women are very socially intelligent. For him to sit there and say this nonsense, for Destiny, for a supposed guy who's been in the streets, who's had experiences, he should know this, but clearly.
Pull. They would not want.
He's coping. I've had only a few bodies, so they would all want me. Cap.
Anything to do with you.
All right,
If you go
you
into
kinda
a
meat
church,
watcher right now.
if you go
Yeah,
into a
he's
church
coping,
and
bro.
you start talking to
Destiny's
women in their
coping.
late 20s, and you say, "What kind of a man are you looking
Man
for?"
said, "Go
They're not
into
gonna
a
say, "I want a
church."
man who could have fucked and gotten 100 bitches pregnant." That's the kind
What the hell? What type of ridiculousness is this?
of man I want to take care of.
Women don't know what they want from a man. They don't know what to say. They just don't understand men inherently.
And you think you have the answer to that? You think it?
Yeah, women don't understand men because they don't have to go out and get men. Men have to understand women to a certain degree because men have to go out there and get women. They have to, they are the hunters per se. Women are the prey. So men go out there in the sense of courting in relationships. They go out and do the big dance and the woman says, I like the guy who did that dance. Cool, I'll pick him. Boom. They get it. So you have to understand the lady and the type of dance you have to do to get that lady. You have to have an understanding.
At 23, you figured out what women want.
Yeah.
How many?
Again, experience is different for men. Like this is so ridiculous. Like you can see it in the mating kingdom, those birds which do the ridiculous dances, to try and mate. Like the men have to get that experience and do that dance multiple times in order to understand and get the seed spread. So they have to understand women how they think in order to spread their seed. Whereas women don't have to understand men. You see what I'm saying? Bro, Destiny is moving mad.
2 years. One for a year.
How do you? Okay, so you've been in one or maybe two relationships in your life. How do you think you already know what women want?
I've been in many. I've been maybe like 20 relationships.
Not real relationships. You can't have. You're 23. You could have been in.
What do you think a real?
So now you have to be in real relationships to know what women want. You have to be the solitary guy having sex with a solitary woman to know what real relationships are. As long as you hold your frame, and your frame is that of a masculine man who's a provider who takes care of his girl. Whatever you decide in that relationship and what the boundaries you have set yourself, if the girl accepts those boundaries, she has accepted that frame. She has accepted you as her partner.
Relationship is like watching Netflix every night with your boo bear.
Yeah,
and, like,
bro.
going
This
on
is
picnic.
a relationship is basically the terms and conditions you agree to whenever you get together and you become serious.
A real relationship is dealing
There is no a real relationship. A real relationships is what people make it when they come together.
with the ups and downs of life with a partner that you're committed to, not somebody that you meet Friday night to fuck.
Shit. All right, keep talking.
And all of a sudden be the type of man that you want to be for the type of woman you want to get. You're going to be dating Instagram models and fucking them your entire life.
No,
or you're going to be like Andrew Tate. You're going to be 38 on a live stream. Talking about being able to fuck 18-year-olds, and that's going to be the rest of your life.
Okay, since we're meat watching, that's not the women that.
Oh my God! Wow! 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 It's like it went over his head. Andrew even said himself, he would rather find 4 girls that he really likes, and just have them, than keep going and banging new chicks. He'd rather just have those 4. Period. Because to him, sex is not that interesting anyway. So, this man is not even paying attention. He's just spouting. He's spouting shit.
Get in relationship with. I get in relationship.
He's trying to shame, insults, guilt, and they need to be right. He's a woman. He's a woman. He's a woman. I knew Destiny was a woman. Transition Destiny. You might as well.
With like good, like natural women without plastic
No,
surgery.
you won't. Good natural women don't want anything to do with you.
Cap.
You're toxic.
You're toxic. Go watch the video earlier where the girls was talking about Andrew Tate and how toxic he is and how da-da-da-da. And then the minute the guy said, oh, I'll actually link it at the end. Actually, I'll link it right here. The minute the guy whose podcast these girls were on said, oh, Andrew Tate's going to be on this podcast, they're like, oh, can we come? 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 Exactly. They were calling this guy toxic 2 minutes ago. And then as soon as they hear he's coming on the show, they're like, oh, I want to be there. I want to be there. I want to be there. Exactly. Oh, yeah. Exactly, Destiny.
He sound like a bitch, bro.
He does.
Like
He actually does.
You think a good woman's...
I was another man calling another man toxic right
Let's
now.
let's look at conservatives, okay? Do you think if you had a daughter and a guy like you came up to that daughter, would you let your daughter date that guy?
If the guy has value and the guy and you are the main girl, go for it.
Yeah, I'm a good guy.
A guy that's been with 20 women by the time he's 23, a guy that's looking for you.
If he takes care of you, he offers value, he's utility, he treats you well, he's a good, decent guy, but all he wants is to have multiple women, and you're okay with that and accept those terms and conditions, yeah, go for it.
You would let that daughter date that guy. You're lying. You know you're lying.
I have to ask, SNEAKO, you would give your daughter to a man who has 19 other women?
If he was a good guy, yeah.
Really? No shot. That's the
Yes.
biggest cope.
What the hell?
That's the bigger cope than the guy with 15 fucking
Why is that a bigger
booster
cope?
shots.
Why is that a bigger cope? This is ridiculous. This guy is chatting nonsense. There is guys. Watch the documentary where there's a guy who goes to the Middle East and he's talking to this guy, and he asks him, how many wives do you have? The guy goes, 17. How many kids do you have? 84. And the guy asks him, well, how many wives do you have? And the Western guy goes, oh, I have 1 wife. And the guy breaks down laughing. Just because your worldview is so small and so minuscule, Mr. Destiny, doesn't mean that it is correct. Just because the West does things that way and has done things that way doesn't mean it's correct. So, you need to expand your view, my guy.
So it's going for his 16th one right now.
Those women's fathers accepted that deal. They were like, oh, he's a rich guy. Even though he has all these women, you have a good life, you live a good life, you always be provided for, your kids will have a good life. Boom, take him.
That's the bigger cope.
Right there, an example of places in the world where this happens, where guys take 4 wives and the fathers of these girls are like, yeah, marry this man. He's a good man. Destiny, I honestly can't fathom this guy is really arguing these points. He's really arguing these points. It's ridiculous.
That's a bigger cope than the 82-year-old getting the smallpox vaccine because he thinks he's going to get fucking monkeypox through the air. That's the biggest cope I've ever heard in my entire life.
Okay, bro.
There's no shot. You wouldn't let your daughter near that guy? Would you let your daughter date?
That's what you would do, Destiny. Stop projecting, bro. He's projecting. He's like it's like girls on Fresh and Fit when Fresh and Fit tells them this is what men want in general, and then they go, no, they shouldn't want that. They shouldn't want that. What they should want is this. That's what Destiny's doing right now.
Somebody like Andrew Tate, if your daughter was 18 and Andrew Tate came up to her and when he's 40 years old, would you let your daughter date that guy? You wouldn't. You're not putting out into the universe the type of
I'd
energy
rather
to get
she
the
be
type
with
of
him.
woman that
I'd
you
rather
want
she
when
would
you're in
be
your late
with-
20s.
I'd rather she be with like a strong, independent man than a guy saying that guy's toxic.
Why do you have to? You don't. You're not.
I wouldn't
What you're
wanna
talking
hear-
about isn't it?
I
What you're
wouldn't wanna
talking
hear
about
the
isn't
booster
it?
shot toxic guy. Like that's toxic. I'd be more afraid of that.
Yeah. That you're back to the masks. You think about masks more than sheep
No,
do,
I-
more than the government does. You're like so fixated on it. It's like it's not even a mask you. It's actually a safety blanket. It wouldn't surprise me if you had a weighted blanket made out of like discarded masks. It's like keeping you nice. I just keep me away from the mask.
Yeah, Destiny's giving it
I was talking
some.
about the fact that you just called me toxic, which is some female shit that you just said.
That's not female. I'm saying that if you're going through so many
Yeah, it's
women
female.
at such an early age, you're not putting out the right energy into the universe to get the type
Putting out the right energy.
of woman that you're telling me men should be after, or you should want when you get to your late 20s.
And also have to say, Steve, most women who are pious and are religious, be it Christian or Islam, aren't interested in being one of 20 or one of 30.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's their
not.
conservative values, and it's not the way that they set things up. Do you understand that, or do you not believe that?
Yeah, that's true.
Right?
true.
And then also, I know you guys have been going at it for a bit, but when I
But that's the point why you get your value so high. So women who sometimes might not accept that will tolerate that from you because you have such high value, and they might want to be like, oh, I like this guy, I love this guy, I don't want to lose this guy. If I have to share him with, Suzanne over there, or Karen over there, or Tiffany over there, or Becky over there, I will.
hear you gloat about Andrew Tate or all these other guys, it's like you go on their Instagrams, you go on what they advertise. What they advertise are the bad bitches. What they advertise are the women with their titties out. What they advertise are the very women that they criticize, or the kind of material wealth that you say is not the most important thing. But it's like their whole pool for young men is these things. Oh,
Yeah, because they have the capability of doing it. They have the freedom of choice. Whether you get to that level and you choose one woman, that is your prerogative. But you have the choice. You have the autonomy. That's the key. The key with the Andrew Tates and the SNEAKOs is you have the autonomy to choose the life you want. To live anywhere in the world you want because you chose, not because your circumstances have restricted you in such a way that you can't do the things you want to do.
I got all the women. I got all the baddest bitches. I got all the money. I got all this stuff. So when you say, oh, no, that's not what we're selling people on what makes a happy life, I have to look at you sideways because like that's literally what all the red pill guys sell. They have themselves in pictures with hot women, and they have themselves with all the material goods in the world. So how are you saying that's not what we're pushing as like the antidote for happiness? I don't understand that.
That's Instagram, but that's to catch people's attention. But that's overall not the
True.
end goal.
No, hold on. You have to understand this, okay? Because
The goal is to give the people the tools and the ability to choose the life they want to make for themselves.
I don't know.
Okay,
Hold on. I'm being really mean. I know I'm like bullying you out. Okay, I don't mean to be that.
Teach me,
but
Destiny.
You're not
You can
bullying
take
any Destiny's.
When you
Bro,
when you
this
go
is
through
weak,
life
Destiny.
acting
This
a
is
certain
weak.
way,
This is weak.
right?
This
You
is
are
weak.
carving out like pieces of your soul every time you make a decision. Every time you fuck a new woman,
See, he's projecting this stuff. Like, this is his belief system, and he's projecting it outwards and saying, every time you fuck, you carve a piece of your soul out. Maybe you do, Destiny, but we're not all built the same.
every time you fuck somebody over to get a new business, every time you make a new fucking trade on your Robinhood account, because all you're doing
Why do you have to fuck people over? This is saying he's projecting these things that these guys have to inherently fuck people over to get to this.
is trading crypto to get rich. You are trading away pieces of who you are to achieve some goal. By the
How?
time you're 27 or 28, there's not going to be any part of you left to go after the lifestyle that you say might be your ultimate goal. You can't say that you have goal A when you spend your entire life getting things from goal B. You can't just switch up in the middle like that. You're not building towards anything.
You can do anything you want because that's what you choose. If you get halfway through and you say, it was fine, let me go this way, you have the autonomy to do so. That's the whole point.
You're going to crash into a wall. By the time you hit 30, you're going to realize you've spent your entire life building towards something that you don't even want.
Yeah, because when I'm rich and successful and I want to settle down, girls are going to be like, no, I don't want to settle down with the rich and successful guy
Time
who
you
had,
do go over
who
to
had
something-
pre-selection. Oh,
you do want, the people that are in that area that have been working at it
Crazy,
since 20,
crazy.
don't want to have anything to do with you. You're going to be 10 years behind every person that you want to associate with.
Yeah.
Why you get so mad about my lifestyle, bro?
I'm not mad about your lifestyle.
If you want like a nice, wholesome relationship with my wife, then go.
He is just displaying what he wants because it's his channel. He's just saying, this is what I'm gonna do, guys. This is what I'm striving for, guys. This is where I want to get to, guys.
Go ahead, but I want 10, and I know a lot of people watch my chat want 10.
There's not enough women in the world for every guy to have 10
I think it
girlfriends.
triggers you because
Why do you keep saying I'm triggered? I'm perfectly fine.
He is triggered because otherwise he would not make it such a point of contention. He would move on from this point. These are moot points because it's a personal decision, a personal choice. For him to sit here and say, you know, you carve out a piece of your soul every time you did it, you would carve out a piece of your soul every time you did it because that is not inherently who you are as an individual. You don't want to do that. So you got rich and you chose one woman. Perfectly good for you. But other people can also have that choice for themselves. SNEAKO is choosing the life of luxury and you know, decadence.
My life. I'm not triggered at all right now. The only if you want to say that I'm triggered, I'm not triggered about your life. What I'm triggered is that you are selling OnlyFans for men. You are leading people down the same spiritually empty road, down the same spiritually empty road that Kim Kardashian is taking women down. That's what you're doing.
You got him. Okay. I think that the fact that you're getting so triggered about like the alpha male stuff that you see on Instagram and TikTok,
this is so wild.
Deep down, every man kind of knows that like this is natural. And you've given up on that. You've given up and you've trusted the government. You listen to what you're told. You believe. You say words like toxic for other men. You got programmed. And so I always see it for people like you in the comment section.
Everybody's programmed.
To it in the chat. They're like, and it's like the reason you're getting heated and
The whole point about the red pill is to pick your programming.
triggered is because I'm tapping into something that's inherent. This is stuff that men, this biological for men. Fucking a lot of women, taking as much as we possibly can, being the best version of ourselves, that's natural for men. And you hear, and at some point you gave up on that and decided to believe in the left-leaning bullshit and say words like toxic and put on a mask. And then now, when you hear somebody against your whole ideology that might challenge your whole worldview, the fact that you trust the government, you trust the programming, and someone saying, no, that's you're like, but it's, you know, fine. You can stay programmed. I don't want to listen to that.
So you got here like,
What does it mean to you to be an alpha male? What does that mean?
oh my gosh.
Alpha, that word.
Alpha male, be above the rest, have all the girls. That's what it is. If you look at it from the majority standpoint in the animal kingdom, is the guy who gets the most. He is the strongest. He is the leader. He has all the women around him. He has all the resources. That's the alpha. Strongest, has all the resources, has all the women. That's pretty much it. What else would be considered alpha? Strongest, has all the resources, has all the women he wants. That's in the animal kingdom, that is alpha. Objectively, majority of animals, if you look at it like that, that would be, especially like herded animals who like congeal in groups. That is, like, look at the gorillas and the baboons and all this other stuff. Like animals closest to us, that's what they do. The alpha is the guy who is the leader. The animals closest to us, that are more, you know, obviously group mentality. They always have the alpha is the guy who obviously gets all the bitches, can get most of the resources he wants, and you know,
It doesn't really matter.
has his progeny everywhere.
But that's like a TikTok.
No,
word
hold on.
that
No,
people
no.
use.
Don't run from it. Tell me.
I'm not
Talk to me
running
about
from
the
it. I don't
concept.
care.
Because
I don't care about
my
that word.
mind, well, hold on. In my mind, I have an idea of what an alpha male would look like. I know what that looks like. Okay, so I want you to tell me in your mind what you're selling to your audience. What does an alpha male look like to you?
You know what? He's selling the 1930s up to the 1960s. That the ideotypical male that they used to sell, the alpha they used to sell, be the doting husband and all this other stuff. That makes you a good man.
I don't use that word. I don't like that word.
Yeah,
You literally just used that word. So
No.
tell me.
Yeah.
What? Okay,
Tell
let's
me.
move away from that.
Again,
What
bro.
is
You're gonna
what is
trigger
what is
again.
what is a man to you? I'm not. You're the one speaking in caps lock. Okay, I'm not triggered.
What is a man? A biological human male.
What is a man to you? What is a successful man? What is the ideal version of a man to you?
A man that could do whatever he wants to do and doesn't listen to anybody and creates his own world and is the master of his own universe.
Okay, a man that can do whatever he wants to do and doesn't listen to anybody. What you just described is a 17-year-old.
See, the doesn't listen to anybody part, I'll take that out. But a man who does what he wants to do, he can listen to people and take their opinions on board, but he ultimately decides what he wants to do. That is a man.
Teenager. Okay, that's what you just.
Has rules and laws of honor that he abides by. You know what I mean? Type shit.
Yeah, and then you
He has a code, moral code,
turn 18 and then
that he abides by, does not disrespect.
you gave up on it and started voting for Biden.
Yeah.
He's a protector, provider.
You
can keep going. You can keep
become
going.
an actual man, right?
Yeah, your
a man
idea
can't
of an
do
actual
whatever.
man-
Hold on.
your
A man
idea of
can't
an-
do whatever he wants to do.
Yeah, you
because
can.
if you're a man,
Nonsense.
no,
Nonsense.
no. So okay, if you're a man, do you get responsibilities? Can you walk away from a house? Can you walk away from a family? Can you walk away
can.
from your obligations? Is that what a real man does?
That's not what a real man wants to do. A real man wants
A
to
real
provide.
man doesn't want to have any obligations in his life.
What?
No,
No, he chooses his obligations. A real man This guy's senile. What the hell? A real man chooses his obligations. He's not succumbed, by the pressures of society to choose the obligations that everyone else is choosing. He chooses, if he wants to have 3 wives, he chooses that, and the wives accept that, and they admire him and respect him.
obligations to other people. You create your the friends and the family you have. Are
Yeah.
stuff that you cultivate.
Yeah.
That
Sure.
choose
So
to
you
have
don't
that.
do. So at some point, being a man isn't about doing whatever you want to do. Sometimes it's about doing things you don't want to do. Sometimes it's about upholding obligations or
That's
virtues
bullshit.
that you have.
That's
That's
bullshit.
bullshit.
You
All right.
should- you should
then
eliminate
what
all
you're
the stuff. If
describing
you
to me.
That is true. Sometimes it's about doing things you don't want to do. Sometimes you might not want to go to the gym, but you have to go to the gym because you have to be a peak physical specimen. So that is true. Sometimes it's about doing things you don't want to do. But doing things you don't want to do end up leading to outcomes that you do enjoy and like and benefit from.
If you want
Me.
to do it, don't do it. It's that simple.
Can I
Yeah. But what you're describing to me is an unruly teenager.
That's a lazy man.
If you don't want to do something, don't do it. Just walk away from it. Fuck it. Who cares? That's what you're describing.
And what happens though? Hold on. Let me one more point. Destiny turned 18 and then gave up on his balls, and then now you're
You
mad
have no.
and you
You
listen
don't
to the
even know.
government.
You don't even know my background to say that. You have no idea who I am or what I've done
I
or
know
anything.
Evo.
And isn't that what Destiny said? I can know from the way you speak that you are a sheep. I can know from what you believe that you are a sheep. That's what he said. That's what he said. So SNEAKO is just extrapolating from what he's seeing and saying, you have no balls.
Before I know what you trust.
Let's stay out of the personal. Let's stay out of the personal.
I mean, we can get personal if you want. It's just the worst argument to have. It's just
Sneako, your argument is essentially that basically you can do what you want and that you assume your responsibilities, correct?
Yeah.
And if you don't do that, then you're letting go of your balls.
Yeah.
Do you think that people that, let's say, sacrifice their lives to save their countries or do all this other kind of stuff, where they're assuming responsibilities that may be against what they want, but they're doing it because they understand their responsibility?
Yeah, but they accept the responsibility and they do it anyway because that they know that it's for a greater cause, for the great of good. If they said, no, I don't want to do that, boom, then there you go. They didn't do it. But they would not be considered a man in that situation.
Responsibility as a man, their duty is just something higher. And not even themselves, but to something larger. Do you accept that that's probably a higher indication of what a man's supposed to be rather than being able to do whatever the fuck you want?
Well, if that's what he wants to do, if he wants to give up his life for his country, that's what he wants. That's his bigger belief. Then he's a master of his own universe.
It's not about giving up your life to a country. It's that if you are a man, you understand that you have obligations to your
You do.
family and to your
You do.
community that are going to overrule things that you want to do. A man that does whatever he wants to do.
You have a moral code
that's a weak
and a
man's
code of
idea
honor.
a strong man. It's a guy that walks out on anything, doesn't give a fuck about anybody, and does whatever the fuck he wants.
That's
because
true.
He's only in the selfish pursuit of his own happiness. This is a guy that's never going to have a real wife. He's never going to have real friends or family because everybody's going to look at that dude
That part I don't agree to have a real wife because, again, you can have people accept your program.
as a teenager that's going to drop everything and quit when life gets too hard.
I think guys like you-
all
See, not quitting. Again, that's a good point.
Maybe guys
tests,
like- just
all
like
the
you.
tests of being a real man are about doing the things that you don't want to do when you most don't want to do them. Everybody that is an adult that has integrity
If
will
it's
tell you
righteous,
that.
if it's righteous, but a lot of the stuff that you think are like doing stuff you don't want to do, like putting on a mask or like wearing a seatbelt and
Yeah.
acting another whatever.
Putting on a
That's
mask
not
and
an
wearing
Yeah, that's not. See, again, that's why there are certain moral boundaries and codes. You respect, other people's views and opinions, and You don't infringe on other people's personal stuff. You keep respectful. You abide by rules and peace and communities. You're not trying to hurt anybody. Basic stuff. But doing things like beyond that that's just like nonsense. Like you're trying to attribute wearing a mask to being a man, like ridiculous. BS.
a seatbelt.
That's
These are
not-
He was making sense until he's not making sense.
These
being
are
a real
the
man. That's not
these
being
are
a real
the
man.
everyday things. These
That's
are
what
the
you're
everyday
told.
things.
These are the everyday things. Now he's trying to make being a man. See, he's conflicting again. He's trying to make wearing a mask makes you being a man. No, wearing a mask doesn't make you it just makes you a person who's wearing a mask who's being compliant because he wants to wear a mask, and or he's just being compliant because he doesn't want to get into any trouble. That doesn't make you a man or a what the hell?
By the government and by the higher ups as a real man. Your idea of a real man is brainwashed. You're saying words like toxic to me.
Yeah, I'm saying words like
This is wild.
I'm saying words like toxic to you because when you can't have God in your mouth right after talking about fucking 20 women by the time you're 23.
Yes, you can, because again, he's looking at it from the one-dimensional view of God as in Christian God, Allah, that type of God. He's not looking at it from any other type of view, or he's not even inquisitive about, is he structuring his own religious beliefs from taking from different religions and different concepts and putting them together.
Those two things are fundamentally incompatible with
No, they are not. It depends what you are looking at.
each other. So of course I'm going to call you
Okay.
toxic.
If you
But
think
I
so.
wouldn't. I'm not
It's
the one
nonsense.
calling you
He's
toxic.
chatting nonsense.
It's going to be the woman that you
Chatting
want
shit.
when
You
you're
call me
27.
toxic. You call me
She's going to be
toxic.
the one. It's going to be the woman that you want when you're 27. She's going to be the one that's calling
See, religion, a pursuit, another definition. A pursuit or interest followed with great divination.
you toxic. And her father's going to be the one that's calling you toxic.
And you.
That's the problem.
And also you in this call. And like,
I don't
there's
care that
also-
much. It's just funny for me. I don't care. But I'm telling you that that's the future that's waiting for you.
No, it's not.
Fine. But also,
You had people like Robin Williams who had one wife and and he still offed himself. Like, bro, what is this guy talking about? Like, he was the nicest person in the world. He still deleted.
I've noticed in my life, like with my experience with women, is women actually like toxic guys.
Yeah, 22-year-old Instagram women like toxic.
Yeah, to an
guys.
extent.
The types of women that like that are the same types of women that you're making fun of every day on your show.
No, my longest relationship was she was like 5-6 years older than me. She wasn't American, and she thought it was like toxic and problematic, all those like nonsense words that you're using. But she never left. She never left. She left because she had to leave because of like because of visa restrictions and stuff like that. She had to go, but. I was called. You're toxic.
Why did you?
This is triggering. I can't believe you'd say that, and then they stay. You know.
It's all about your frame.
That's just they like being in that. They like living in that.
They like men who have a strong frame, regardless of what they come with. Whether they're good, bad, if you have a strong frame and your frame is consistent, they like it.
They like.
Why didn't you marry her?
Because I'm too young. I don't want to get married yet, and also she's older and stuff like that, and she's in a different country.
She's older, so you were dating her. You had no intention of marrying her. How was that Christian? How is that
21.
godlike? What's the point?
That's not Christian. You see, this is what I'm saying. He's conflating the God part, the religious part, the believing in God, a God, with believing in the Christian God. This guy is dangerous, man. This guy is dangerous. He's conflating a lot.
I'm not Christian. I don't.
See, he just said that, and then he's trying to bring it back, saying, "No, it's not Christian, and you have to fit in this box. Fit in this box. Fit in the box. SNEAKO." This guy is tapped, bro. This guy is tapped. He's not a free thinker. He is not a free thinker whatsoever.
So wait, then why talk about God, or which God are you talking about?
My God.
God is an idea to me.
Yeah, it's a concept.
I'm not
So-
religious.
See, he's expressing it. Let's see. He's expressing his views, and let's see.
I'm not a religious.
Yeah,
I don't
okay.
subscribe to any religion.
So here's the second part. Okay, people that won't even call themselves Christian, let alone non-denominational. Okay, people don't even call themselves Christian. You don't have an idea of God. You don't have a relationship
So all those ancient Greeks were just lost. Interesting.
with God.
All those, the old Norse were all lost. The old Germanic tribes. Interesting. The African people. With their own gods. All lost. Interesting. Wow. Good to know.
God. You have a word that you throw around to try to
Good
sneak
to
some
know.
of your ideas in under.
Good to know. Again, this is to think there are not multiple religions on this planet that have completely contrasting views. Like, there were people who lived in the Amazon, Mayans, Aztecs, Incas. Part of their whole religion was warfare. The Norse, part of their religion was warfare and violence and dying on the battlefield. And then he's saying, but part of religion is da-da-da. Shut up, man. Shut up. You know nothing, Jon Snow. You know nothing.
Because
I like
following,
ideas
hold
from
on, wait, let me
religions.
finish. Let me finish. This is important, okay? If you want to follow some version of God, you want to follow some religion, right? You can't just pick and choose the nice parts of it and then apply those in a way that makes you look better, right? In that case, you're.
Yes, you can, and you can make your own religion if you want to. Like, that's how. Come on, let's stop this. Let's stop this nonsense. People have made being a Jedi religion or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, come on, bruv. Come on, bruv. Come on. So let's see what the word religious means. Relating to or believing in a religion. So he's just relating to religions by picking things that he wants. So he's being religious. Let's use the English language as it's meant to be used, okay? Right there it says relating to or believing in a religion. So he's relating things to religion. So he's being religious. Boom. Bam.
You're wearing religion like a suit. You're just wearing it like a convenient piece of clothing. You can put on and take off whenever you want to. You can't tell me if you can't even tell me like a faith, Christianity.
This is the thing. He's trying to put him in a box. He's really trying to put him in a box. So you say you have to abide by these rules. And again, he's taking away the fact that people over the majority of time have made God's religions to fit whatever they wanted it to fit. And whether SNEAKO is doing that is his prerogative. And for him to sit there and say, you have to tell me a thing. He can call it SNEAKOism if he wants to. SNEAKOism. I coined the term. SNEAKOism. Let's get that going. SNEAKOism in the comments. Let's get that going.
Islam, Judaism, you can't even tell me any of that, let alone denomination. You can't tell me that you have a religion. Who do you even pray to?
I like ideas of all religion.
There you go.
All religion I like. And
yes.
You have nothing. You don't have a.
You see the small-mindedness here? You actually see the small-mindedness. If you sit here and you look at this and you say that's not small-minded, then that's ridiculous. That is ridiculous because he's saying you have to conform to something. You have to conform. You have to. You taking ideas you like and then making your own thing. That's not cool. That doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense. That's how creatives create. That's how people create things. You look at other people's ideas and expand upon them, create upon them, build upon them, tweak them. That's what happens. That's the life. That's life. Stories. That's what happens in stories. We take and expand and tweak. Why were the Romans gods and the Greek gods so closely, interpreted? Because people took and adapted and, molded the way they wanted to. That's what happens. This is life.
Religion.
Just say,
triggered. Relax, bro.
I'm not triggered.
Yeah, he's triggered, bro. He's really triggered. He's really triggered.
I like ideas of all religions. I read all of them.
There you
prayer
go.
to me is
What are you,
See?
12?
It's meditation.
You've been using the same stink stick since high school. It's time.
It's so wild.
It's reflection.
Destiny is just, he's trying to cope.
Like the idea, I like to sit down in church sometimes, but
He can't fathom that someone is out of the system and is creating his own reality and creating his own things. That upsets him. I myself am a Christian, so I abide by the rules and laws of the Christian Bible. But if someone wants to make their own thing, that's up to them. That's their choice. For you to sit here and say, you don't just stand for anything. It's like, bro, no. That's the whole point, is I'm creating my own thing. Because I'm thinking free of the restrictions of any one religion.
I don't subscribe to any religion because I see the same thing as you putting on a mask and trusting the government. It's subscribing to a bigger system that I don't want to be a part of. I don't want to be controlled by anybody. I don't want to have to be like a soldier for
He's
any
explained it.
And
if
they're wrong.
If he has any clap back to this, he's talking to talk and just not understanding. If I can understand it, come on.
Consistencies in every religion. But I like ideas of all of them and I believe in the idea of God. But it doesn't mean that I'm inconsistent because you grew up Christian and I don't follow what you believe in.
Yeah.
That's
so
true.
You don't believe in an idea of God. There's a convenient scapegoat you have.
I believe in my idea of God.
Yeah.
You don't have an idea of God. You didn't invent it yourself.
Oh my gosh. No one even... oh my gosh. This guy is an idiot.
If you heard it from somebody, right?
Yeah, but
like,
I have
you can't tell me any holy book. You can't tell me any holy book. You haven't
if he wrote a
read
book,
any of the religions.
if he wrote a book himself, he could say, this is my book.
Number one, really?
Yeah.
Then why wouldn't you be a fan of the Christian God? How have you read the...
What is wrong with Destiny and his need for conformity to something? This guy, that's a problem. The need for someone to conform to something, that is a big problem. Stop it, Destiny. Stop it. You're better than this.
Bible, but you decided that God's not good.
Because I find inconsistencies of it, and some of the stories seem nonsensical to me, like Noah's Ark and parting the Red Sea. It seems like fairy tales a lot of the time. But I like some of the lessons that are in there, but I don't subscribe to anything completely. I like to.
Then why not just say?
Ideas.
Then don't say you're religious. Say you're spiritual. That's all you are. You like crystals. That's what you're basically saying.
But he is religious. let's look at the religion, the definition of religion, of religious, relating to or believing in a religion. Relating to. He's relating to religions. He's taking bits and pieces from religions. He's relating to them. He's religious. 1 + 1 = 2, bro. It's not that hard. Just pull out the dictionary and let's go from there.
No, crystals are stupid.
Right, that's what you're telling. You're worshiping crystals. You're picking and choosing things that you like from the Bible, and you're saying, "I like these." Just what I said. What part doesn't make sense to you?
What does crystals have to do with believing in God?
If people want to believe in crystals, they can believe in crystals. If it helps them get through life, cool, bro, cool. Not a problem.
Crystals are. Some women like to grab some wild shit. They put it on their counter and say, "You know what? These things have meaning to me. I think this quartz is gonna make me happy." And that's what you've done. You said Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. There's a couple of cool stories in there, but I don't know anything about the Old Testament. I don't know anything about the story of Moses. I don't know the religious significance of any of these stories. But I'm gonna pick and choose the parts that I think are the coolest. I'm gonna ignore everything else. That's not being religious, and that's not having a relationship.
That is he's relating to. So he's been religious. That's what it said. Dictionary. That's what it said. He's been religious.
With God. That's being a child and picking and choosing what feel best for you.
To be clear, being religious is just subscribing to a religion or being associated heavily with a religion. If you don't subscribe to any religion,
you can still believe in God.
Sure, that would make you spiritual, though. It wouldn't make you religious.
Okay.
Yeah, but if you believe in God,
he's relating to. Come on, guys. Let's really use. Now let's look at the definition of relating. Let's actually look at the definition of relating because we're really getting deep into this. Breaking down the English language for you guys. Relating, define. There we go. Relate. Here we go. Make or show a connection between. He's making a connection between religion and himself. He's religious. Wow. Whoa. I'm a genius. Someone give me. If you don't like, a comment and subscribe after that, bro. That's ridiculous. I'm unhappy. And if you made it this far,
to God is not just the positives that you get from whatever spiritual fulfillment you think you're after. It's also the virtues that you have to subscribe to. And by definition, believing in God means that you can't be a man who does whatever he wants to do.
Yes,
because
you
part
can.
of being virtuous is denying yourself some of those
because if you believed in the old gods, you can do whatever the fuck you wanted to do.
Baser urges. There's a reason why there are deadly sins. And a lot of those sins.
Yes, if you believe in the Christian. Why is he just stuck on this, bro? This guy is ridiculous.
Right? Things like pride.
Maybe he's Christian, but he's moving a bit mad. He's moving a bit mad.
Pride or greed or lust are some of the things that you're preaching to your audience every single day they have to go after. Your whole idea of seeing a building and wanting it is literally a violation of what? The 9th commandment? Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's possessions? And you're telling me that's your main draw?
That's what he said. This guy is moving mad. Like, he's moving mad.
I'm pretty sure that's a pretty ubiquitous thing you're going to find through all religions, where they're probably going to tell you probably shouldn't be envious of other people's shit, and that is your main engine.
If you look at old religions, they didn't give up about that. They didn't care. Most of them, a lot of them didn't care. It is what it is. Even the gods betrayed themselves because they had human characteristics. Look at the Greek tragedies, the Greek gods, how they're moving. Snaky lot those were. The Norse gods, how they're moving, bickering, Loki, all that. Like, they're moving mad. Moving mad. So to sit here and say all this stuff is asinine to me. It's ridiculous.
For what is making you a better person. It's not to be a better servant to God. It's not to be a better person for your wife or for your family or your friends. It's to buy shit.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I've said in this call, I've told you that it's not materialism. That's not the ultimate goal. I've explained
I know you
to you.
Said it, but
I've explained.
He's really can't accept it. I know you said it, but your life shows otherwise. It's like, yeah, okay, I want the stuff too, but it's not the be all end all, bro.
And the master of the universe thing, but you want to apply your materialism thing to me really badly, but that's
I'm not applying it. You're the one in the
He's
beginning
trying.
of this call. Just anybody can go back and check. Don't believe me. You said that a successful man is a guy that can buy houses, has.
Yeah, because he has the ability to get that. He has the capability to do it.
A lot of women can get cars.
That can do
and you said the same thing to ABBA.
The
capability
to do whatever he wants to do.
Yes.
Who's not controlled by anybody. That's what I said.
So, I just want to.
Okay, I'm cooling down. Okay, sorry.
Okay, you're getting a little triggered, Destiny.
I'm not.
Yeah, Destiny's making no sense.
Triggered at all. I'm being really hard on you guys.
A little triggered, bro.
Earlier, I caught a stray shot because I think you guys were talking and you were like, I was telling Abba that I don't subscribe to the idea that everyone can be rich, but that anyone can be rich. Is that correct?
Yeah.
So your estimation, SNEAKO, is not that everyone can be rich at the same time. It's that if someone tries, they can do it.
Anybody can be rich. Yes,
Okay,
that's a very simple statement. That's true.
Fair. But you also recognize that's only for a minority of people that can be rich. It's not everyone that can be rich at the same time. Correct?
Yeah, anybody can be rich.
Okay, perfect. So my question is, if you're doing this on these platforms and you're trying to spread the truth to as many people as possible, but you also acknowledge that not everyone who follows your advice can be rich at the same time, what do you say to the rest of the people who won't be able to have access to those resources?
Just keep trying your best, and you improve your situation in some way, shape, or form. If you keep striving to do better, you always improve your situation.
Tough.
That's tough. Okay, so for the
That's what I would say. That's what I would say. Keep striving to improve your situation. And even if you don't reach
time around biological,
even if you don't reach those heights, you still achieve something better than if you just sat on your if you just sat on your two cheeks and did nothing about it.
And made it, well, they're the only ones who kind of get to be content to be men in that sense, in the true sense.
Yes.
Okay, so
even if you just get better at the gym and more healthy, now you have longevity in life. And that's a win. You see what I'm saying? As long as you do something and improve your life in some aspect, way, shape, or form, you don't have to do it in totality if you don't want to. But, if you try to do it in totality and you fail, you at least got to a certain point where you've improved drastically from where you were before. And that's what matters. It's the journey that matters, not the destination. Enjoy the journey, guys. That's the key. Enjoy the journey of trying to be a better person. Do not fixate on the destination, but just keep striving to be better than you were yesterday.
You're leaving behind so many people that your philosophy is not good for the masses.
They don't have to be left behind.
You just told me they aren't. You said that's tough.
They don't have to be left behind. They can still work and go get it. If you have an internet connection, you can be rich.
But you just said not everybody will be rich.
Not everybody will be, but everybody can be.
Yeah, it's not hard. It's not hard. It's not rocket science, guys. Anybody can be, but not everybody will be. Yeah, not everybody will be, but everybody can be if they choose to put in the work and the dedication. And even those people who can't get there would have improved their situation than what they had before.
I just want you to hear. You've just told me that not everyone can be rich at the same time. We both agree. Cool. I then asked you, what about the rest of the people who can't be? What do you say to them? And then afterwards, you told me that's tough.
That's tough. Well, so work harder. You can still get it. It's not too late. It's never too late.
You just by trying harder, you improve your situation. Just by you putting a little bit more effort at your job, you improve your situation and you get recognized and you might get that promotion. Just by you putting in a bit more effort, a bit more attentiveness, you will get further. Like, this is not rocket science. I don't know why these guys are so fixated on this.
Okay.
It's so dumb. It's so dumb. It's literally so dumb.
So let me end on a positive note, okay? I think that the better message that I would send to people is, by the time you're 16, 17, 18, you probably figured out you have a couple of unique talents and things that you can do better than most of the other people around you. What you should do is you should try to work on the things that you're best at. Find a way to turn that into a career so that you can make enough money to provide for yourself and hopefully a family. And the skills that you need to practice in your teenage and early 20 years is the skills that you think you need for the rest of your life. So if at 30 or 35 or 40, you see yourself as having a lot of friends and a close family, then when you're in your 19, 20, 21 phase, you need to practice maintaining friendships and maintaining family. Those are the things that you should be working on. Because from 20 to 30, if you spend your whole time carving a statue inside of yourself that looks like a man trying to climb a $20 million building, that's going to be the person that you are.
But why can't you do both? You can let your family know that, guys, I love you, but I'm trying to do this and work hard so we can all celebrate in the future. And if they all understand it and they accept it, and they're understanding, and you keep checking in on them as often as you can, but they understand that this is what you're trying to do for you, for everyone, and yourself, then you win. Get both. Like, why is it so hard to get both? Like, if you want to, you can strive to do both if that's really what you want. But again,
when you turn 30, you should spend your whole life working on those virtues you have, working on the talents you have, and doing what you can with what you've got.
But just
and
enjoy
then by the time
journey.
you're 30, you're going to find that magically you've wound up exactly where you want to be because you spent your whole life building towards it. If you build,
but again, the way he's saying you build connections and family and you also have to focus on the money, bro. You can't be broke.
Towards something else, you're not going to have what you want at the end of that road, in my opinion.
You can always cultivate relationships, but if you don't have the skills to make money, and you leave it too late, it's a wrap. You're finished.
That was a good opinion. Well said.
SNEAKO, what is your opinion in closing? If you have it?
Let's go get this shit, bro. Let's go get it.
Facts.
Get this money?
Facts.
Let's go get it.
Let's go get it. And on the process, you will improve yourself inevitably, in one way, shape, or form. Whether it's you just get better at the gym, whether you're more attentive at work, or whether you're better with women. you get some type of achievement. You get better in one aspect or the other, or even all of them.
Let's go get this
if
bread,
you're
bro.
a G.
Let's go get to it. Let's go get to it.
How did you? What did you
facts.
originally get banned from YouTube for? What did they ever tell you? Was it just because you were doing push-ups or?
Cocoa misinformation and nudity. And
Nudity.
No, they didn't say. They said just reinstated my content. They said it didn't violate it. But there you go, Destiny. I mean, you were banned on Twitch too. Before you leave, I
it's
just
all
want to
part
say,
of the bullshit. Yeah.
it's important to like open your eyes up to stuff like that. If you have an opinion that goes against their agenda, that should be enough, in my opinion, to wake people up. The fact that they try to take me down for nudity and misinformation about Coco is just nonsense, and that should be enough to be like, huh? If I can't even speak against the programming and they're banning me for it, then maybe it's true.
Do you have an MCN?
No.
Oh shit. Okay. If you obviously, I don't even know how big you're on YouTube, but if you're doing
multi-channel network,
the only benefit to having an MCN, you said you had connections before, but getting sometimes MCNs get you really high connections up on YouTube. So when your shit gets like banned for bullshit reasons, you've got like a dude that you can call and be like, hey, I need you to fucking talk to the people that are the head of like.
I don't think that they would ever sign me.
Maybe might be able to find you. If you get a big enough channel.
I think they're gonna think I'm toxic.
No, the MCNs are like independent of YouTube. They're just like multi-channel networks. They just manage a bunch of channels. So if you've got like bigger YouTube friends,
they take a cut.
Yeah, well, they might take a cut, but it might be worth it because. Sure.
Destiny,
but it might
that's
be
a
worth
female
it because
name.
for people like you, if you are getting banned for bullshit or whatever,
The comments
you
are
can reach out
savage.
to a dude and you can say like, hey, I need you to see like what you can do at YouTube to escalate this shit. Because it's really scary when you start getting banned and shit and you don't have a person to talk to. You're like at the mercy of YouTube's bullshit system and you're like, fuck. That's like super scary. But at least it's super scary to me.
Yeah, I mean, if you have a connect for it, that'd be dope. But yeah.
Okay. Well,
Abba, any thoughts? Any thoughts, Abba?
I think on mine, I was just enjoying listening to you guys. I think you guys had a spirited debate on both sides. So for me, on the outside, I was just listening.
More points on SNEAKO's side than Destiny. Destiny has some good points at the end
I
there.
wasn't working the whole time.
He had some good points at the end there, but SNEAKO takes the W. He does. Destiny was arguing semantics and trying to constrain SNEAKO into his views and beliefs on religion. And he did not even take account that, there have been religions in the world that worshipped, war gods and all this other kind of thing, sex gods and whatnot, having orgies and shit. And that's the life they lived. Like, for him to sit here and say all this stuff, like you can't believe in a god and do all these other things, is just asinine to me, ridiculous.
It's just like my dumb head.
Oh.
You could just probably edit it in afterwards in post-production by taking
SNEAKO with the dub.
Yep.
SNEAKO with the dub. SNEAKO with the dub. If you agree or disagree, let me know in the comments below about why you disagree. And
hey, you guys have fun.
attack
Thanks
the
a lot for
points
coming.
I
I
made.
appreciate it. These are
Please,
like hard
I beg.
combos, so like I have a mad
Let's
respect for you, even if we
Let's do it again
disagree.
in like 2 weeks or 3 weeks or something like that. I was thinking a lot about the last debate we had. And
yeah, he
this
came
one's
back
what
strong.
I'm gonna think about. So it's good to have you
All
on.
right, well, hey, good luck, man. I'll see you later. Peace out.
He came back good.
Peace out, bro. Chat WRL.
Anyway, I'm gonna leave that there, guys. We've had the beef, the combo, the da-da-da-da. Let me know who you thought won that. Obviously, you know who I thought won that. And yeah, let's get it, as SNEAKO says. And if you're not mediocre, it's okay. Live your life.